leads with Fitz's painting,
Mm-hmm.
which there's important information, but the bombshell or a bombshell is that the painting is moving. Deimos had it and examined it and measured things, and it says if it's like, by the way, these figures are moving just very slowly.
But your bombshell is that Phoenix is just creeping in the forest. Like, what's
There's that too, yeah. Phoenix is creeping in the forest, or some returned is in the background.
Yes. Also, another bombshell is the Marco Polo that Fitz has been doing. We found out who was on the other side of that.
And who was that?
Nikki? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Fortunate. Oh, actually, no. She wasn't muted, but...
What happened?
Mike's not working.
Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
Working.
Oh, no.
She's a mime.
It's building the anticipation.
Yep.
Doesn't want me to talk about it. I'm sure that's what it is.
There you go.
Nylea.
Yes.
Oh, this is all bad.
And did you guys tell them why you guys fought Hellions? Well, Tel Moon is always talking shit, but
Hellion's just a punk. That's
but
what
yeah,
a punk bitch.
But they also came across Hellions. You all came across one of his kind of pet.
The Fleece Lion.
Yes, the
Fleeceman Lion.
And they wanted to shear it because they wanted which they did, which Fitz made her bag of holding from. But it was fighting. I always forget the name of that creature. It's got a weird name, but it's kind of like an ox that can kill you with the death breath, which almost happened. Yeah. But they were both really, really weak. So they saved the lion, and then Nylea pretty much told Fitz, like, I'll have your back as much as possible with my brother Hellion. So go ahead and shear it. That kind of thing. After I think there was some animal speaking with the creature. And the creature was like, you can, but I'm not really my own to make this decision. Like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and we found out it was Nylea because she intervened directly in the fight.
Yes, she shot Hellion with one of her arrows, and then they got into an argument, and the party could hear the gods in the Nyx having a tit for tat. We left it at that.
Ifara was complaining that Hellion made a mess in her city.
Yeah, because he's a jerk.
Yep.
Unilateral agreement.
Harfros was in the background eating popcorn, watching it all, enjoying
with Tyrois. Both of them were back there.
Yeah, both of them.
Well, I will say it was not Telboon or Taroxy's talking mess during the fight. It was actually Fitz, and I believe the other one was my boy Colin. Right?
Yeah.
Colin was talking about
Pythias threw some shade there.
Yep. I loved it.
And so now the party has commissioned or paying for the services of a ship to sail out to the island of Creta off the coast, which is, I looked at the trireme, the boat you're on, should move at about 8 hours per hour. So you probably get there in 6 or 7 hours to the island. So very, very easy pay for you guys. But of course, if you plan to keep this crew around, they had settled on, I think, $300 a week. And that's where we left off. Everyone on a boat heading off to this island. So good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget if we mentioned this. There were 2 leads as far as Fitz's painting.
Yes.
One of them was we could try to talk to the satyrs in the Skola Vale, because it looks like the painting depicts somewhere there. And the other is it was the person who painted it, correct?
The artist, Ezekias, I believe it is, but I can check to confirm that.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
And this Deimos told us that this person allegedly had painted this as a gift for Perforos, who actually hung it in his forge.
So it used to be on the walls of the forge, and of course it ended up in the treasury of the dragon when Penthos probably took over and start collecting things.
Yeah. But then this Zacchaeus, apparently Heliod, continuing to be a dick, took his hands for favoring Perforos because he gave the painting. He only made a painting for Perforos. And
I love Renee. I miss your face expressions. This is great. Good to have you back.
And the other thing is like, here's the frustrating part. It's just like these stupid gods really make me want to go and try and kill him, and we already know,
right.
Like, it's not even an option.
Yeah. Don't let us get level 15, bro. We about to be thinking we gods too.
I have a feeling. I know if I could point to who in the party already wants to fight Heliod at the end of this campaign, right? Like,
it could be a after the thing at one shot. I don't care. Just put him in the ring with us.
Yeah, I was about to say we don't have to kill him. We just have to remove him as king of the gods.
Got it. Yeah.
If Perforos somehow comes into more power than Heliod, then king's dead, long live the king.
Again,
3-on-1
branding and getting enough likes, you know.
Yeah.
I just want Perforos.
Anything can be possible with the bronze bullies.
The entire purpose of my character's existence is to one day hold the hammer.
I'm trying to steal your daddy's hammer.
It's borrow, not steal.
But yeah, this painter Zacchaeus is probably in Neolantin, which is kind of like, you know, if we're up in Melitus, we're going down to the island here, and Neolantin would be kind of in a triangle.
And so you
But
said
we could get there.
You said that Demos literally had his hands taken from him.
Demos is the one who told us about all this. He's the art collector that Fitz got sent to.
Mm-hmm.
It was the painter himself who got the hands taken.
Yeah, Zacchaeus, or however you say his name.
That sounds like with the amount that we've already paid this crew, we should have enough time to visit that as well. But we'll see.
If you want to.
Unless it takes a full week here.
I remember exploring way back and is it Neolantin was the one that sounded like it had Fantasy SeaWorld?
Neolantin is the small village where the people that live there, and I believe you would know this, Pythias, and it's actually on Legend Keeper. The people who live there consider themselves, as much as they're really in the province of Melitus, but the people there often consider themselves Olantans, which is the pretty much Atlantis that Heliod put on the bottom of the sea and sunk. So they are the last remnants of those people who live in that little kind of seaside town. Last remnants of Atlantis.
And I remembered wrong. It's Natumbria, which is the next town over.
Okay.
The one that trains sea animals.
Oh yes, that is the one. That is that one. So yeah, a lot of different places to go. Well, and you guys should be able to hear music. Is it decent setting, sound, water? Okay, good. We hear a little bow, the bow wash, a little bit of the sails fluttering, and we'll go ahead and get started then tonight. Let me pull up what I have to share. Let's see here. Well, actually, for this opening, let me go ahead and limit some of our ocean sounds. So, we're going to open tonight's game traveling through the nebulous Nyx, an ocean of gases and stars that make up the powers that are THEROS. There, in the midst of this vast space, rises this sparkling, pearlescent mountain with a palace of marble on top. There, the gods meet from time to time. And here we find them all bickering together. Iroas and Perforos sitting off, relaxing, watching from a distance as Nylea and Afara argue with Heliod. Heliod stands wagging his finger, threatening to cut off the sun from her beloved creatures. The one god who rarely speaks amongst his siblings stands watching from afar. Krufix, unlike his brothers and sisters, care not for their petty banter, for he knows knowledge beyond others, knowledge that he sometimes wishes he could unknow. And all he can do is make sure the most important pieces of the game are on the board. There is so much danger mounting in Theros now. And while the gods are distracted in their arguing, he slips over to a wall of stars, a part of the Nyx and partially part of the structure. And he plucks one of them off. And for a moment, it flickers and forms a humanoid light figure of a humanoid person. And then before fluttering back into a star, he takes it and walks over to what appears to be around a misty table, almost like a miniaturette of all of the land of Theros. And he then glides over to that map and looks down from the palace, and he leans over, watching a small ship sailing towards Kreta in the Dakra Isles. And he places that little blip aboard. Looking back, with faceless features, his, you would almost assume more so nods than smiles, as the others continue to do what they do. And we fade to black on that opening and pick up with our party sailing on a beautiful day, beautiful skies towards Kreta. What do we find our party doing here? What I will share with you also, so to better understand this ship, the woman named Ethasa, who is your captain. She controls a crew of about 130 non-combatant rowers. These are not soldiers. These are literally just people who spend all their time working on the ship. She has welcomed you to the Furiosa, as she calls it. The one thing that I wanted to add to the way this ship looks, and I think one of the things that just happened to be like a good omen for you all, is that the ship was decked out in like golden trim and like a burgundy or almost reddish color. This Furiosa, the symbols on it are the same as the symbols of the Hammer of Perforos, which assuredly makes Telmoon and Taraxes more comfortable that they are on the right path. I'll turn it over to you all and see what do we find the crew doing. As since you guys are patrons, I mean, you're not required to actually row. So what do you do with your time?
Proxnos has been thinking about the right time to talk about things that he's seen, visions, and would there be like a good kind of like quiet area on the boat, maybe with a table, like a round kind of table or something like that to sit around?
Yes, I would imagine there are in like the quarters, kind of like a mess hall area below decks that you could have, or on the deck. I mean, it'd be a little noisy just with the wind, but depending on where you want to have that, I believe either would be fine.
So sitting at this table, seeing it.
It has Proxinos kind of called kind of like a meeting with everyone?
He's like, he found the spot and he's going to go and call out to the one by one to the rest of you. But if there's anything you guys were doing during that time.
Is everyone obliging this and coming to the table?
Sure.
As you all are, is this below decks?
Below deck.
One of the kind of scraggly old men comes out and goes, "Ethasa, stow away!" And they're still, you hear me, stow away. And you guys are in the mess hall, and there's a room in a dark corner where the man steps out, and then down the stairs comes Ethasa. Stow away. On my ship? You can tell she takes this very seriously. And as she stands there, he goes, "Yes, stow away." And the old man, the man kind of grabs this kind of thin figure and pulls him out, who is shrouded. And as the figure stands into the light, you recognize him as the moon druid, THEROS, is on your ship.
You're muted, Jason.
Hey, Proxenos, isn't that your mom's boyfriend?
Hey.
Welcome back, Eric. I don't know if you can hear me.
That's my boy.
How you doing, everyone?
Oh, yes.
It's been forever.
It's been a while.
Good to see you,
Oh,
Eric.
man. My
So
heart's been happy since the cold open.
you definitely missed
That's right.
a lot, and I know your character is probably as confused as you are to some degree. You find yourself right now, if you look on the tabletop cinematic, on a trireme, on a large ship, headed away from Melitus, the city on the coast, the city of philosophy and art and magic. And the last thing you remember, THEROS, is that you were sleeping in your, you had a little room that you were renting from Barramon, this shady dealer.
Sorry, my
and-
sound. Sorry,
Oh,
hold on. Not to
yep.
kill the mood. Hold on.
Yep, no worries. I want to make sure you can hear me.
Don't know why it's doing that.
It's not a true game without technical issues.
Yeah.
Of course.
By the way, do my headphones work?
Yeah, you work
Yeah.
again. You're back.
Wait.
Are you doing okay, Eric? Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's for some reason it's very quiet, and I'm trying to, and I'm even turning it up, and it's
Maybe it's your, let's see.
Hmm.
it was actually working just a moment ago.
Can you hear, you can hear me okay, but I'm low.
I can hear you. It's just
But
low.
I'm low. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. I recommend if you have a headset at a, maybe
Yeah,
turn
it
up the
was-
computer sound and then adjust your headset to where you find it comfortable. But if not, then yeah, computers can be fickle on that stuff. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
It was actually working just a moment ago. Then
Do you want to log out and try to log back in?
let me do that.
Why
Yeah.
don't you do that? Log out, see what's, maybe restart. We're the party's just, they're all sitting at a table, so I'm sure they're like in shock. They can kind of role play
Sure.
through some
I
of that.
try to
while
make this
you're-
grand entrance, everybody.
Yeah.
Technology.
I
I'll try to
turned
rock it
back.
like a rock star. Okay.
I
I'm
turned back to
back.
Tall Moon. He is not my mom's boyfriend.
Oh, is that what she told you? Okay.
Yes. And I believe my mother.
Yep.
Moon is only brave enough to say this because she's 1,000 miles away. Don't worry.
Just saying, like, he showed up at her house.
Tell me, you got the
Looking for her
1v1 mom at some point for all your transgressions.
Hey,
You want-
Mama has some explaining to do. I'm just saying, Mama been kind of, maybe she didn't know, or maybe she been hiding some stuff, and I'm like,
We all know Tumlin's gonna have the mama smackdown. That's what's gonna happen.
Tell Moon not gonna fight Mama. That's crazy. Tell Moon don't fight mamas.
That's what I'm saying. They're just gonna whoop you.
That's,
It's not going to be a fight. It's going to be a whooping.
yeah, this is not the character that would fight mamas. That's not okay. Sorry.
Do we see Fitz kind of like passed out from the shock? Or is she good?
Oh, got to roll on it.
Oh, gotta roll it.
Gotta roll with it. She's okay.
It's good.
Nice.
Oh,
Because
the
the
whole
funny thing
squad.
is, like, I can't remember what Eric's actually been a part of, but I feel like he's been around to tell us stuff, and it's
Yeah.
just never there to help us fight anything.
So what I've tried to treat him, to kind of recap for you all, is that we've kind of treated when in his absence, because I think he was gone ever since like episode 2 or 3, like when you guys went
Yeah.
down and fought in
He
the
was
arena.
there when we. Yeah, he was there when we got all of the merch.
He showed up and said Proxenos is a special boy and took
Yes,
off.
and I pretty much told him that he has he was also the one who ushered you all in. So Asteros was also the one who made sure you guys got out of that arena after Penthos tried to kill you, took you to the place, that kind of underground kind of seedy inn to keep you protected. So without your consent, Eric, I've been playing Asteros as kind of like an oracle in the making. You know, it makes sense. A druid who worships the stars, and the stars are the Nyx, means you're like feeding off of the gods to some degree. But you have full control over, of course, yourself once again. You are on this ship, you find yourself, and you, like I said, when you went to sleep, you did not go to sleep on a ship. So this is some kind of divine, touch or interaction from the Nyx or the gods itself. Do I sound okay again, or am I still low? Okay.
I just saw Nikki had the same thing, so.
Yeah, got a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah, of course. Well, okay, so I'll wait for her to try to log back in. But we can still keep role playing.
Atasa, no, that we know this. We know this guy. He's a friend from work.
Oh, so why didn't you add him to the ledger when you said there were going to be more of you?
He
kind
likes
of pops
to shows
in and
up.
out.
Are you some type of mage from Melitus? That's
No.
Oh crap! Now we.
I lost you for a second there. All right. In a few words. Well, she kind of looks over and touches her pockets, realizing that you all pay her enough. She's like, as long as it's with you, it's fine. Just want to make sure there's no trouble. We don't have someone here signaling pirates. I'll leave you be. And she kind of heads back up.
Are pirates a real threat? I've always wanted to fight a pirate.
I've heard of ships being raided before, back when I was on the road.
I was saying before, if we get attacked by pirates, maybe we can defeat them and take their ship.
It would be glorious.
I think we would probably need a larger crew, considering the number it takes to run this ship.
I'm sure we pay better than Athasa. It'd be fine.
I think that some big plans are unfolding, as it seems that you're here, Asteros.
Yes. And I'm sorry, Game Master, we're going where exactly? I've read the last text you sent me. And
yeah. Right now, you wouldn't even know this. What I didn't share with you is where we're going, so that the party could share with you where you're going. So yes, I have left Eric in the dark on anything else that he did not know before he left in this magical way, Akros.
For that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're headed to the island of Creta to save a inventor, engineer, artificer of Perforos's employ who has been nabbed
By our arch enemy.
Which you two didn't really explain everything. You just said we need to go there.
Y'all didn't ask.
By now, we've learned we don't need to. You guys will come at the slightest provocation.
Yeah.
We said there's adventure over there, and nobody asked anything deeper. So
Tomo said, "I'm taking a boat to this island," and y'all were happy. You convinced me not to steal a pirate ship. So
you had me at boat.
How you doing, Nikki? Do we sound okay? Sound bad?
Can you hear me?
We
Yeah,
can.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sweet. So we're all, just to reset the scene for context, we're all below decks on this trireme, headed towards, headed towards this this island of Creta that some of us are about to explain why we're headed there. And we'll continue.
I was planning on sharing with you all a vision that's been in the back of my mind.
Wait, it's not lunchtime?
I did not say lunch or
You are normally cooking.
But don't worry, I'll make dinner later. I had a vision of Erebos talking to me. He told me a few things that I've been thinking hard on. One is that apparently there are others like me. But
Really sleepy people?
he left it at that. I don't know if he meant the exact meaning of that, but maybe more sleepy people. And kind of like takes both his arms and like kind of like curls them up like into like a singular ball, resting his chin. And I have heard from Erebos himself that yes, he is letting return back to the world of the living.
That explains so much.
Been nice if you would have told us that before we went in.
And
never mind.
And his reason he gave, kind of looking, like looking at all of you, but kind of stopping at Apodexis because he knows how you feel about the returned. Is he's bringing a war to Phoenix, a war between undead and undead. He seemed desperate. And the last thing he told me before it all went dark was that I would know that the returned on his side, and I don't know how, but he said that there will be a difference.
So, that stunt back in Akros, can we safely assume that we destroyed Phoenix's or Erebos's or...
DM, retrospectively, would I have some inkling of who those... Or is it up in the air still?
Give me an insight. Was the base check?
An insight. Wisdom based, you said?
Insight is wisdom, right? Or is it intelligence?
Yeah, it is.
It's wisdom.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Oh,
There it is.
there it is. All right. First one of the game. So, yeah, not only do you know very specifically, those were Erebos returned. They were Erebos returned that came out of the hole in the hags. This is why the night hag was not lying about worshiping Erebos. She was doing his bidding by letting those Phoenix. Yeah,
but we were asking about the scorpion fight once. Is that?
That's where they came from. That's where they came from. So So what Proxinos now understands is those with your Nat 20. I'll explain more that. They came out of that hole. She was ushering them in for some reason. They then killed off some of the followers of Perforos. They then ushered their way down towards the city, or towards the gates of the the Caliphon, and now for the first time, Proxinos is starting to better understand. For some reason, they were trying to maybe go to. I know we call her the queen, even though she's really more than the monarch, but essentially the Tyrannicus Palace, and the figure. Maybe it's even coming to you. Maybe there's like dreams that you forgot, in the past nights. But I think Proxinos now understands that the figure that you fought that burst into that swarm of insects or wasps is an agent of Erebos. It's starting to make more sense why you were talking about the Tiamat, the Murder King, so much with your party on the road, because you understand maybe from lore and that literally your father at some point used Tiamat to try to defeat Phoenix. That clearly did not work. So now it seems he's using a new figure, the Scorpion. And you literally know that figure that you fought to be the Scorpion. And now you also understand that he is not dead.
And it's like this kind of like revelation as he's putting these pieces together. Yes, Troxys. I'm starting to see everything clearly now. Those at the gates at the Tyrannicus castle were Ereboses. And that's very scary looking return that turned into insects and disappeared is the Scorpion. And he is not dead. He is a agent of Erebos, similar to what the Murder King used to be for Erebos.
As flashes continue to come to to Proxinos' mind in very short, you realize like you're getting these visions, like almost like they're not even memories of things that you're able to see. But this Scorpion has attacked other groups, other parties. It's attacked in other cities in a very similar fashion, having scorpions come out of the ground, using the returned at his will. And it appears that your father is taking a different approach this time, whereas before it was like try to wipe out, try to murder Phoenix before he ascended to godhood. That didn't work, and now Phoenix clearly is a god. It seems that you even get a vision of Apodexis handing off, or you all selling the mask when you first walked into. That mask had very important information on it. Information that was coveted by Erebos. The return that Phoenix sent into the underworld that came back took really important information that is vital to Phoenix understanding his greater purpose. And now, instead of trying to kill Phoenix, the Scorpion is trying to obliterate anyone and anything with information that leads to Phoenix getting a hold of information that leads him to his grand design.
You just see like Proxos kind of like just cold sweat as like this very heavy sigh. Apodexis. Remember our first meeting on the road? Looking at you and eyes a little shaky.
Remember selling a mask. Perhaps I should not have.
The return that were riding off on the horse, that of Erebos, and that mask with that writing, it contained the secrets of Phoenix's greater purpose. I think Phoenix has those in his grasps now. And
sorry. I was just going to say also for Eric, for Asteros' purpose, you've met the Leonin Apodexis clearly before, and this time, Seam, I did want to let you know he looks like Taroxes. He is bronzed. He's an anvil rot Leonin now. So,
Surprise.
so, I know Asteros was always kind of like, character a few words, but I don't know if there's questions that he's having right now or things that he might share otherwise.
It's fine traveling with you all again instead of you.
We can't. Yeah, your
Yeah,
mic's
there's-
really in and out. It's a lot of static interference on it.
If you go to sound settings, like if you go in the search bar, type up sound settings,
Yeah, maybe find out what you're using for your mic.
you can. I'm pretty sure it also lets you adjust the volume of it so it could be louder.
Right, boost your mic itself.
Yeah. So while we're doing that, anyone else having any, just from what you've learned, from what Proxinos has shared, any?
Well,
That's a lot to take in.
this then connects with what I learned from my contacts. That it seemed like just a whole story, but about Phoenix's greater purpose and him escaping, the gods wanting to prevent Phoenix from finding that something about he's destined to release the Titans. But now I worry that even asking about that I've brought danger on us as well. If they're trying to eliminate information about it.
Do we even fight a war on two fronts?
We're only ourselves. This isn't something we're responsible for.
And
There
to
would
the
be
other,
much glory in fighting Titans.
do the other gods even know about this? I don't imagine they'd be very happy about this shadow war.
If this is between Erebos and Phoenix, then I don't think so.
My concern is that it may start between Phoenix and Erebos, but as we have seen, Erebos is more than willing to use his pawns to fight in the other gods' realms. So this could turn into more than it is now.
We could have something way worse than just a capital disappearing in one night. Looking over to Telmoon as he says that.
Wars are always a good opportunity for more glory.
You all have been sailing for maybe 4 hours now, and you hear some commotion upstairs. Some of the crew, in addition to the kind of heavy, kind of grunting as they go through and working, but suddenly one of the sailors calls out, "Vessel approaching on the starboard bow. calling up, not calling to you all. This is just what you hear in the background. Probably calling the Athasa, the captain, to respond to, but you hear it. I don't know if that's something that you give any credence, but you hear that a vessel is approaching.
Pirates!
Someone rushes upstairs.
Right after him.
I think we should check that out. I said my piece.
Proxenos, water breathing? Water walk.
Proxenos, water breathing,
Water
because
breathing.
water walking, it lasts only an hour.
Got it. Water breathing is what we have.
Yes, which
I can
lasts for
breathe, but
24
not swim.
hours.
Got it.
What lasts for 24 hours?
Water breathing. So everyone except THEROS can breathe underwater and just fine for 24 hours. Well, it's 20
Roxy's
hours
and I
now.
don't need to breathe anymore.
And I
Yes.
could already do that, but
If you want to give me water walking, I can go smash up the boat itself. The boat itself.
No, we need the boat.
Wrecking crew.
As you all begin to kind of like come out on the ship, come out from below into the light, I imagine all of you itching, ready for there to be a conflict as you see the boat approaching. Athasa seems to be standing at the front and at the bow of the ship, and she can see that the humanoids on the ship are waving a kind of like a peace flag, similar to like a white flag that anyone in the sails would know. She looks around, she doesn't see the attacking weapons. You all start to notice that this is a smaller boat than yours, maybe a crew of would probably be 40 or 50, but you can only see a few of the figures on the top as it approaches, and they all seem to be a bit ragtag and tired. Unless you interject, Athasa seems to be allowing the ship to move in closer.
It looks fine to you, Ethasa?
You never know until they get close enough, but my ship is I'm not a merchant ship, so I typically don't worry as often about pirates, as all I do is ferry people. I'm glad to know you're aboard, looking at how you're outfitted.
We're ready if anything happens. Hopefully not.
The waters are calm enough for these two ships to get alongside of each other, where a scraggly man on the other side who looks like they've been at sea for like days or even they just look a bit disheveled and out of it, maybe no more than a week. But Athasa calls over, like, what seems to be the matter? Why have you hailed us? And the man calls back, the sea is not acting right. My men, my crew, we fear we have angered Athasa. We have been sailing a week in circles when we were simply we were sailing along the coast. We were just on a trade route. Please, after much debate, I one of my own, I will admit, curse the seas. We ask for anyone's help, blessings, anyone who talks to the gods.
Did you apologize?
We have in prayer. It has not helped. 3 days ago, we apologized.
Usually it's followed with a offering.
Pythias, what do you think is needed here? This is
Have
your
they
purview.
sacrificed one of their crew yet?
That might be starting a bit extreme, but it's probably in the right direction. I think Proxenos is right in offering something.
Toss all your valuables overboard.
Actually,
Or
that might
give
not
them
be.
to us, and we will make an offering on your behalf.
I think we would get the anger of the sea if that happened to Roxy's.
I think so.
Proxenos is correct.
But I don't know if you might have been flippant, Telmoon, but tossing their valuables in the sea might help. Thassa
Pythias.
claims what goes in the sea.
Can I have a insight check?
Sure.
I'll actually give you an advantage on your insight check.
Okay. Well,
12. Okay. With them talking about angering Thassa and that one of their crew cursed the sea, you start to realize this is probably a delicate time if your contact is true in telling you that Thassa is angry and that she is starting to cause a drought on land. Who knows how her anger is exhibiting itself at sea. It seems to be due to her having lost. I think he told you having lost something. So you may be on the right track with the idea of offering. I mean, Apple as well. You're like, I like that you were like, well, maybe not that extreme, but is there some kind of offering? And if it is, what could be offered to the sea? And so to kind of, so that's what you're able to take from that.
Mm-hmm. Which was kind of where I was going, but
so it's probably
good
like
confirmation.
Confirmation. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, think about what you have to offer. I mean, perhaps if you don't have anything that's valuable with you, maybe you could pledge your service, offer to perform a task for Thassa. This is a difficult time for her now. She's angry.
Yes. Yes. We do have something we could share with the sea. We will toss it overboard. If it does not work, might you have rations to spare, or anything?
We look at Thassa. I don't know what the rations on the ship look like.
She's like, I have to feed my. But you just look at these like.
Proxenos goes. How far away is the boat?
If you give them 3 meals right now, bro.
It could come closer, but right now you guys are probably floating at a decent distance where there's no issue of the ships contacting
if
each
we're
other.
talking
So like
each
60,
other,
feet. Yeah, it's like 50 feet, maybe like yelling. Pretty close.
I could provide some water and some magical rations that will keep you fed for a day or two.
Greatly appreciated. Thank you. If no one opposes to this, then over the course of time, kind of speeding as things go forward, we see that the crew takes what Proxenos is able to give.
If they're currently cursed, should we be helping them?
They're cursed. We just kill them and then dump the bodies overboard.
Any last before we do that? Yeah. Does anybody have any? Sounds like Telmoon has some.
It's just a question.
Telmoon's
not about pissing off gods.
No. I think it depends on whether we are merciful or not.
Depends on whether Thas is merciful or not.
We can't possibly get in trouble for doing something nice, right?
But that painter got in trouble for gifting a painting to one god and not another.
Yeah, but we're not really gifting something to a god here, are we? We're just not letting these people starve.
Hey, it's on y'all. Don't get mad at me if we have to fight Thassa.
Proxenos looks back to all of you. Well, are there any?
I don't eat.
All right.
I'm up for a fight. Give them the food.
And these dark, looks like they can look like blueberries, except they're just completely black. It's kind of like obsidian color. And there is how big is the crew? Like,
there are about 15 of them.
then they get 30 berries between them to share. And each single berry lasts 1 day full. But they don't their magical effects wear out in the day, so
So you don't have water to give them.
and
You're casting create food and water.
and I'm casting create water.
Just water. Create water. Got it.
Create water as probably find some kind of container that they were using to hold
They're able to
fill it
hold
back up.
At this point, we imagine we cut to the point where the crew has been able to like connect the ships and put planks down. They've been able to kind of come over and grab things, take them back over.
We're just throwing stuff 50 feet across the ocean.
And then we're going, you get 1 berry and a cup of water.
And then so they take things, and Captain hopes that he smells and tastes the berry, and he feels the vigor, and it's like, thank you.
Don't eat too many at once, you'll get constipation.
If I was a weaker man, I'd ask even to take us with you, but whatever our fate is, it is our doing. So we just thank you for your kindness. And as the ship begins to sail away, you can see
before they leave, I give them a bunch of bronze bullies flags.
Are we sure this is wise?
Remember who helped you?
Yes,
We were friendly at sea.
Thank you. And then
And Fitz, just this may seem illogical, but let me make an equal offering, and I'm going to take one of the flags and drop it in the ocean.
Oh, mighty Thassa, please be okay with us being next.
If you don't like it, now you know how to find us.
I'd like a religion check from Pythias. And I'd like one from Fitz to make sure Thassa didn't take that as a slight.
That's a 3.
Oof. I fed who you was punishing, and I dropped my name on it. What's good?
So Thos is our enemy now.
Not Ithasa, but Thassa. Yes.
No,
Yeah,
Ithasa
sure.
still likes us.
Ithasa still likes
For
us.
now.
It's cool.
We lost Nikki's vocals again.
Oh no!
Oh.
Hey.
I don't know why. The technical difficulties tonight. Don't know what it is.
Sorry about that.
Click on the mute button. There is like an arrow, white arrow next to it, and it shows select your microphone and your speaker. It might keep resetting.
It might be resetting and changing to a different mic or something. Mine does that sometimes.
Okay, I will try that. I just keep.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, there you
back.
go.
I rolled a 14 straight, but I don't know what kind of check it was.
Oh, religion.
So a 16.
Yeah. So it was really because like you were like, oh hell, Thassa, like like this. It's like we'll see if that
No sass.
So the little bronze bully flag floats and continues to float off and until eventually soaks and starts to seep down into the sea. You see them kind of passing out and looking at your flags as they sail away. You can see that there's a chest that they take out and dump overboard as they are sailing away.
Yes, go see what it is real quick.
That would be a very bad idea.
Well,
Just let it go.
Well, with the rations that I do have that's got from Melitus, how about I make some dinner? Astros, it's been a while since you've been at the table.
Yes, Apodexis, he's going to make dinner. And slaps him pretty heavy, metal to metal.
Yes, we won't try and find whatever was thrown in the ocean.
That's good to hear, Abo.
How long do you think? So really, it's about when you met that vessels. It would be past lunch, so you probably would end up making dinner, but it's probably like 1 p.m. Athasa hears you talking about making dinner, and she goes, this is only 7 hour, maybe with the current, things seem fine. The sun is good. The wind is correct, talking her jargon, that being a sailor. She lets you know, you probably will probably arrive in 4 hours, so you can have your dinner on the mainland if you'd like. We, as you are, we will stay posted near the island. We will give you a rowboat to go in closer, and we will be here when you are ready to return.
Nonsense. A home-cooked meal. It's always a warming experience. Especially when you're going to go off and who knows what will happen.
I don't think my cook will be happy that we'll just let you keep your cooking to your group. If you're as good as a cook as I've heard your crew talk about, then I don't want mine having any disagreements. I don't want you to have to feed the whole crew, so just for yours. Just keep your food out of sight.
And I shall do what's your request. I shall. Yes.
But bring a plate by my cabin later.
Oh.
Kind of like, well, I can certainly leave you a plate. At your quarters?
Yes. On the ship where her quarters are.
And we're all hearing this?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Apodexis slaps Proxenos and leans into his ear and goes, I believe she's going to want that piping hot.
That's usually how soup tastes good. This is hot.
I believe she intends to use you for mating purposes, Proxenos.
I foresee a child. Just
It's so good to have you back, Asteros. I missed your dry wit.
Oh Lord. Oh man.
Well, I am going to go to the kitchen and whip up as he proceeds to leave in a quickened pace. Not a run, but like a fast walk.
For the record, Proxenos, I don't care what you say. Proxenos is 18 now.
18.
You leveled up.
Man.
We just missed the birthday.
It was a different time. But we stop. Yours was Greek. It's Greek.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
We won't go there. We won't go there.
YouTube friendly now. Trying to keep us on here.
This is what happens when we're all back together.
Yes. Oh man, that's funny.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries. It would be a hearty meal for the seas, as he is making a piping hot chicken soup.
Nice. And I imagine that stew probably takes you. You roll a d4 for me. See how long it took you to cook it.
1.
Okay, so wow, that's a pretty quick. Quick.
It was
quick
already
stew.
like in the background as he was talking.
I should have priced. So I imagine like no more than like an hour and a half it was done, and you also being on a ship and working around another cook in the kitchen and stuff, you're kind of you're whipping it up fast, whereas something at home you might have simmered a lot longer. That means it is done early. But I don't know if your crew is ready to eat now, which they probably haven't eaten all day. How do you set the table, or when do you probably decide to eat for you all?
Well, I just, say, soup's done.
So, as you all sit around the table and gather, Ithasa comes down into the room that's been designated for you to have your dinner, and she kind of barges in, but not trying to be disrespectful, but she has like a look of like concern and haste in her eyes. I've been doing this a long time. I know the seas. Something is wrong. I should be able to see Kreta. Even though we're 2 to 3 hours out, I do not see it on the horizon. I've always been in Thassa's good graces. we're not pointing fingers, but we need to talk about this. I am hoping that we have not been cursed like these others we dealt with.
Well, we should approach this situation calmly and not make things worse as is. Worser than it is.
All right, Theus, are we cursed?
Hard to tell just yet, but it sounds like something is wrong.
How do you know it's about us and not just...
Well, we've sailed these seas. I've sailed past, while I've never gone to this island, I've sailed by it many a times, and it does not appear to be there. And less than an hour ago, or a little over an hour ago, we met some others who were been on the sea for a week. Pardon if I am just reaching, but it just seems to be connected as we fed them and gave them aid.
Sounds plausible.
Perhaps that was not the best idea.
Yeah, no, nigga, we lost you. She's like, they don't hear me.
If we do not reach our intended destination, does that invoke some form of refund policy?
Dude, let us not. We will not go down there. We are not going to do this right now.
Ithasa.
Yeah.
I will check things out with these others here, with my party. But first, before anything, a good hearty meal, and we'll fix this problem, whatever it might be. We fought a god.
There's no time for that, Proxenos.
You did what? You have...
Well, the avatar of Heliod.
Oh my god, I am so...
No, you're not supposed to just tell people that.
She goes, that's what I get for picking... I thought they were all Perforos. She just kind of like walks away, muttering into her hands. But she goes, I will stay the course. I would not be a good captain if I was to panic. So I will see where we are at, but I need you to know where we are at.
Can you stop the ship?
I can try. You want us to kind of put us as a dead still in the water?
Well, it might have been my poor judgment that set us on this path. Something I can do is get off the ship and see if I can go down and see if something else is wrong with the ocean.
And remember, we all can breathe underwater, and I can prepare something that, well, actually being able to just walk on the water.
Does that spell teach us how to swim too?
Unfortunately,
You don't know how to
no.
swim?
I have a metal arm. And I'm
But you're pretty fast.
in the air, on the ground. You see these thighs?
Yes, they look very strong.
They are thick.
We'll give it a shot.
I was offering to go by myself, but if you all want to come, I just don't know. And I kind of look to Teroxes and Apodexis. I think you'll be fine underwater, but once you get to the bottom, I don't know how you'll get back up.
Rope. Lots and lots.
If I use water walking, anyone that's submerged will rapidly rise back up to the surface.
And you can do that for us all?
I can ritually cast it. It'll take 10 minutes. I can do it twice in 6 seconds.
I'm more than willing to allow Pythias to explore at his leisure. I will remain on the ship and defend it against pirates.
That's true. Good
Can you
Perforos
keep-
lady. We need to protect her.
Can you keep the soup warm?
No. But I can look at it.
Good.
I will protect the soup.
Good enough. Well, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving you, Pythias, so I'll be at the ready if anything happens.
Very well. If you need to swim, a horse is perhaps not a good choice.
Astros, do you have anything that could aid, or can you swim?
Oh, I can swim just fine. But as far as helping us as a group in the water, at the moment, no.
Well,
By the way, Eric,
But-
you're good again.
Yes, I gotta go, and thank you. Sorry about that.
Seems like it's all coming together.
Right.
Well, is it just Pythias and Proxenos? Team Water?
Team.
Team water.
Pythias and Proxenos are going to the ocean.
Fitz, you like swimming? No sound.
She doesn't like being heard.
Nikki, no.
Who's practicing speaking underwater?
I'm so sorry. I know that's frustrating. I know that has to be so frustrating.
Oh.
I was about to say the druids could even transform into water
Technology.
creatures.
That's what I was wondering with Astros, but if he doesn't want to, he can stay with us.
Just an idea.
Oh,
A question.
well, if Proxenos is going, then
You could
yes,
be a porpoise.
I will. Oh,
Don't we all have
wow,
porpoise?
wow. Okay, that hurt. Okay, yes, let's do it. Yeah, Proxenos, I'm with you.
Or a narwhal.
All right. How many sea creatures have I seen before the DM?
Goldfish.
Proxenos is from Akros. He did travel a little bit. He's only 17, so he's doesn't
18
a lot
now.
Of, 18. Right. Oh, I don't like. I imagine he can imagine the average fish, shark, creature.
Druids, just
Druids-
hop in and look around.
Yeah, and hop in, maybe look around, try to find something. But I don't think he has like a full breadth of maybe the kind of creatures that Pythias has seen in the deep, right? The things that really, really exist beyond. I think most of the fish you would have probably seen are no larger than the shark's probably the largest you see.
Okay. There
Maybe
is
a Mellitus aquarium or something like that.
There's something I could do to help, but this is going to end. It also end up being Malcolm's call. I do have Fine Steed prepared. Does it allow
Hippocamp
water-based
is what I've
smells?
decided is that the hippocamp is this came up with my other Triton in Theros, and so the hippocamp is allowed. Morphing, giant octopuses and stuff like that, not so much.
No, that's fine.
Sharks even maybe later, but right now, yeah, that's a good one if you need a steed.
Mhm. But I'm
Alright.
thinking if I can summon one of those, then Proxenos, we'll see what it looks like.
So challenge ready?
The weakest looking shark base thing is a reef shark that I could turn into.
Okay, could be a reef shark. Yeah.
All right.
Is it? What about Magium? What's the?
Oh, what were you? What do you
He's a
want?
moon
Yeah. What do you think I've
Moon
been
Druid. I think
saying?
you guys are probably about the same.
Okay,
So
yeah.
a shark, I'd allow that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
We don't have to,
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to go through a whole lot of.
Go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the two sharks with Pythias, kind of like was he gonna splash into the deep as these reef sharks accompany Pythias, and they begin to drop down deeper away from the bright blue. As the ocean starts to get a bit darker and darker. But also with their vision now that they have, probably also beautiful and otherworldly. Pythias said he was kind of going down towards trying to go lower, like deeper, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine that is a common thing. The deeper you are in the ocean, the easier you are to maybe commune with the ocean itself and with your kind of your world. What's your plan? What would you do once you see the base of the ocean floor?
I don't even
Searching
know.
for anything? Are you meditating? What do you? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm searching first, heading downwards. I would probably approach the ocean floor if it's close enough to reach. I don't know how deep this water is. Or if we're getting real deep to the point where it's just pitch black, then I would stop and wait. Because I also don't know if Asteros and
I think it gets
Proxenos
pretty.
can see.
It gets pitch black, but I'm gonna assume because I don't even know if right now off the top, because you guys get the vision of your animal, right? They don't. I'm sure the reef sharks don't. The reef sharks don't. They have blind sight 30 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So they need with the blind sight, you're
Okay.
able to see up to 30 feet. So it's kind of like smoky beyond that 30 feet, but you're able to kind of see the bottom feeders, the giant crabs crawling along the bottom, the different strange otherworldly plant life that exists there, the cracks that in the bottom of the ocean floor. Yeah. So you are actually able to get there.
Okay. And so I would approach the bottom, not necessarily stand on it, because standing is not really the normal mode here. And I would try, if there are giant crabs, I would get more towards them, because those are kind of Thassa's chosen animal.
Towards the crabs.
Yeah. And I want to kind of get a sense of their behavior. Tritons have a limited ability to communicate like simple ideas with creatures that breathe water. So I would kind of
basically Aquaman.
Yeah.
Not exactly. Like it's not like you're talking, but it's not like what's the spell? Speak with animals. That's like you can get across ideas. But try to see if things are normal down here. Are the crabs behaving strangely? Do they look agitated or afraid?
The sea life, they seem to look, they don't seem agitated. Can I have an investigation check?
Sure. That's actually ends up not being bad. That's a 15.
Okay. So what you can feel is the overall discontent of the ocean. And since like the Tritons believe Thassa is the ocean, I don't think it's something that Asteros or Proxenos could necessarily feel. It appears that you get a feeling that it's not something that you've done, but something that, because Thassa's off, the ocean is off. And you feel it less in the agitation of the animals, who, the creatures who she seems to covet, seem protected, but the currents seem more aggressive than usual, and they seem to be traveling in a way that almost magically might be throwing the direction of your ship off, causing you to almost feel like you're stuck in one place. So that you're able to pick up on.
All right. And the currents are kind of chaotic. There isn't a...
Yeah, they're a little... you can, for you, like if you're up on, they might be rougher where the ship is, but you can just kind of feel the way they're moving. And I'll say with that 15, if you is an offering the thing, could that work for you all as well? Would hopefully work for the other crew, or is it something else?
I mean, we certainly have money, but I don't know if that's what Thassa wants. I'm more inclined, and of course I can't ask anyone here, me being the smartest, of course, more inclined to offer a service, to say, to kind of offer, if we help you deal with whatever's displeasing you, will you allow us to pass?
Okay, so if you commune with us, you want to give me a religion check?
Okay.
And then along with that religion check from everyone else, that's from Asteros and Proxenos, you're too busy in the kind of communing process. So I'm only going to want it from Proxenos and Asteros, a perception check.
Perception check. Oh,
Baby Kraken.
14.
14.
And that is a perception.
If you're calling for a baby Kraken,
15.
I see a new group pet.
Our baby dragon's gonna need a playmate.
So who got the highest? What did I hear? The highest?
Proxenos.
15.
15. Okay. With Proxenos being the highest, I need a disadvantage. Actually, no. I don't need. I want a disadvantage stealth check from all three of you.
Oh no!
Disadvantage.
Okay, this is gonna be great. 6.
I don't think I can get lower than that. That's a 5.
4. Back. I'm back.
It was nice knowing you, Eric. I mean, we appreciate you showing by. Stopping by.
I'm coming along with them. Don't worry. We're both going down.
Not even prepared for this because it wasn't even supposed to. But what I'll say is. So actually, let me get that religion check from, what was the number for Pythias?
Oh, it was 3.
A 3. Okay. Man, maybe if you were to get an answer from Thassa with that 3, maybe it's not coming now as you sit there. And maybe you would have gotten it, but as you're trying to focus, something, you before you can react, you feel something's off, Pythias. And out of the darkness, these... suddenly Asteros is, he's his own little reef shark, and these giant jowls, giant fish teeth that aren't even really teeth as much as they are like plated armor on a mouth, reach out and bite down on Asteros, on the reef shark, as this giant fish comes in behind and goes to grab him. As this is happening, I roll initiative just for these three.
Hope you guys are enjoying the soup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Talmoon has it on a simmer, but he's definitely eaten at least a third of it so far.
I don't eat.
Actually, we'll play this really quickly, and what I'll treat it as is give me 1 second. I'll attack for the creature, and you guys can decide kind of what you do in the moment.
It's nice knowing you guys. That was a nat 1 on initiative.
Yeah.
Good thing Asteros was the one who had has water breathing on him.
Yeah. No one else went, so it worked out.
Oh,
Yikes. That was a 14 for me.
Under the sea.
It was a 13
For
for me.
real. Okay.
Witcher battle music is the only battle music.
This only happens when the rest of the party sits down to eat. We need to stop planning meals.
Oh no.
1 second. Okay. So the creature does get a surprise round. And you guys don't have to stay down here and fight this thing. You can try to escape if you prefer. But let me roll for it. So it did. So other than it's surprising Asteros, what you do realize is it seems really slow. It comes out, kind of bites down, making. So you guys all go before it. No one rolled lower than it. So I'll allow you guys to keep it kind of loose. You know where you're at. The attack though on it would have been. Hold on.
wait a minute.
This
I'm
fish
going
rolled
after it?
negative?
Sorry, what's that?
This
What
fish
happened?
rolled negative?
You saw my roll?
The fish rolled
Because
negative?
I rolled it.
No. Oh,
That
yeah,
one.
yeah. You had a,
That was
oh,
for a
you had
total
a
of
nat 1.
3.
Oh, so the fish rolled a 2. I didn't think anybody rolled. I wasn't even listening. I thought the fish rolled high. Fish rolled really low. But yeah, so then yes, all right, so to Asteros, the highest roll the fish got on its bite is a 24. So I know that hits you. So that reef shark will take 28 damage.
It's
dead. It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. Now, how much of that transfers to Asteros?
that should be 6 points.
So he's like transforming, back.
At the bottom of the water.
He starts to feel the like ocean, like crushing weight on him. That which will not be good.
No.
Going forward. I don't know if you can retransform him or what.
Yeah, I got one more.
What a welcome back, Eric.
Yeah. No, this is great.
So the creature. So next round, who's up next?
I had
that was a
14
surprise round.
Astros. What was it?
14.
Jared?
Yeah,
I got 13, so you're first, Python.
Oh,
and the rest of the party is just so far away. They would just be eating dead. They're just like looking at the water, like
No
they're coming
clue.
back. Are they coming back? Like yeah.
Looking at bubbles.
Okay, so DM, this is going to be a call because we're underwater. I don't know if spells work differently. If I use gust of wind, will it do a current in the water?
I like that. Yeah, I think it would. It might just limit or like half the whatever the numbers are that gust of wind gives you. Like since it's like more, you're using it to move the water. I'm gonna side on that. Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do with gust of wind?
What I was going to do is motion to the two of them because I know Asteros is in trouble. Motion for them to go, and I was going to do the gust of wind straight up so we can get out of there.
Okay. Yeah, I will allow that.
Creative.
Gotta use these things.
And what are you doing for Asteros? Anything for no?
Well, yeah.
Just
So
motion for him. Okay.
Yeah. So I will. Yeah. I'll. Might as well just change back so I can swim faster up, right? I'm assuming that's the. Yeah. I'll do that.
And if I wasn't
got
clear,
one more.
I'm staying where I am and telling them use this to go.
So you're action wild shaping and then moving away from the fish that bit you?
He's a moon druid.
He's a Circle of Stars druid, isn't he?
Right.
Circle of Stars.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard Malcolm say circle of
Malcolm. I heard Malcolm say it, but that was
Circle of Stars. I mean,
I
yeah,
would know if
Yeah,
he was a moon
stars.
druid. That's close to my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's like,
I love
So
moon druid.
I know.
I was just asking because if you're gonna use your action to wild shape instead of disengage, that's on you.
right. Okay. So DM does. Oh, okay. No, I'm not on mute. I thought I was on mute. So would that gust of wind?
how
would
are
that
you
be
looking?
enough?
How are you looking? First of all, by the way.
So I have 6 points off Astra, so
Okay.
39. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yep. All right. So then, what were you asking me?
So understand, Pythis, you're pushing us up with the gust of wind or the current.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, disengage. I'm getting the hell out of there.
All right. So just trying to push against the current, swimming. As everyone is, the gust of wind is. Does the gust of wind helping Eric as well, right? Because of the radi on it. Okay.
Like it's you use an action and you keep it in place. Like as long as I have concentration, it stays up. But then I could use it's an action or bonus action. Yeah, a bonus action on later turns to change the direction it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep it up so that it gives them a boost. It's supposed to be they fail a strength saving throw and get pushed 15 feet.
Okay.
So there's like a cloud of that red smoke from the reef shark being eaten up as Eric is kind of THEROS is morphing back with some of the markings on his flesh as he feels the currents pushing him up. This moves us to Proxinos. Our Nat 1, what are you doing? Just running up as well?
So looking at Pythias, he's gonna take a second to just kind of like look at it as like, are you sure? Like,
oh, like a
and he'll go up the stream as he.
What are your all swim speeds?
My swim speed is 40.
Okay.
And
so you guys are gonna outpace this thing, especially with the wind currents and everything. Yep.
And
so,
dashing for 80 feet.
Yep. And so, as the creature kind of like moves by out of you all's range, too slow to really catch up. It instead it came by just like a train, like with its just mouth open, right? And it grabbed onto, it got a hold of a good bite of THEROS before he let go, and then it just digs down and scoops up a couple of the crab creatures here on the bottom feeders, scoops them up and just continues on, just kind of chomping its mouth. Is essentially like what we would call the old the Dunkleostis, or the fish dinosaur, just as it sails off into the dark. You guys eventually hit the top of the water. Now, rising so fastly, so quickly, unless you've got otherwise someone has something for this magically, I do want everyone to give me a Constitution save.
Fair.
Are you gonna give him the magical bends?
Okay. Oh, nice.
30, 20.
A con
16.
save for a 6.
Okay.
I wish I rolled like that earlier.
And then what did you and Pythias, actually you would be able to control yours. It's like you would not be able to need to make that.
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, I just realized the Triton would not need to make that. And who got the 6? That was
your
Proxinos.
reef shark boy, Proxinos.
Proxinos, you eventually make it up. But you have you're not feeling great. You're feeling out of it. Like you get to the top, head pressure, all of it is a bit off, and you have 2 levels of exhaustion. But everyone's alive. The crew is already there, kind of, but the Thassa's kind of been staring at the water. So the minute you guys make it back up to the ship, help is made to pull you back on. And there you are back on the ship. With, I imagine, no more than 30 minutes has gone by. Did you find anything there?
The currents, something is affecting the currents, and it's not necessarily us. So I guess that's good news that we didn't, in particular, bring down a curse, but it's the entire sea that is doing this. Things are being taken off course. It seems to be chaotic.
As you all are kind of coughing and figuring things out, suddenly it was just bright day as these dark clouds kind of start to form around the ship and begin to swirl. Ship beginning to kind of tussle, kind of rock back and forth. Thassi then goes into all hands on deck, just to kind of trying to get control of her ship. As you realize it's immediately starting to kind of pour rain. You start to hear some distant crashing of thunder closing in. As everyone is kind of, like I said, all hands on deck to try to help the ship, you can tell that the winds and it's almost like an immediate storm. All of you, since you've been having this conversation, is this Thassa? It feels almost like a omen of the gods, or something being kind of brought down upon you. How do you react? What do you do? There's nothing you're fighting. It's just, what can you do to help on the ship? But you can tell that anything you can do in this moment, this ship could go to the bottom of the sea with the way these waves are starting to move and pick up. And you hear Thassa saying, "Come on, folks, men, make yourselves useful, lest we take the long swim." What do you all do?
Apodexis would follow whatever she was saying and help pull down the rigging, I'm assuming.
Pull down the...
So, I mean, because he's probably stronger than most of them, being Andal Rot now, so he's just going to try and grab one of those ropes with the rest of the crew and start pulling down the sails.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, same type of thing. I'll try to help out however I can.
Something strength-based. Point.
So I'm hearing, so as Taroxys rushes in to kind of help Apodexis on the same thing, I need 2 athletics checks from you all, but what's everyone else doing?
Proxenos is clutching his head as he is all feeling very woozy from that, from rising up on the surface so bad. Would he even be able to stand up, stay up properly as the ship is violently turned?
Yeah, he can kind of. So what is he trying to do while standing up in that?
I think that he's just trying not to fall off the boat at this point. Yeah.
So did you need 2 athletics checks from each of us, or 1 athletic check from each?
No, I need 1 from each of you.
Okay.
So it's 23.
22.
Okay, so Apodexis and Taroxys have kind of leapt into the fray and are doing the things that will help, many of these these workers, and as they're kind of being guided by where they need their strength, they're providing that. That's great. Parcina's trying to hold you. What's Fitz doing? What's Pythes doing? What's Asteros? What's Telmoon doing?
All I know how to do is tell jokes.
Maybe telling jokes might be good right now. Get people to calm down and just focus.
Insight checks all around.
All right.
Oh.
I'm so good at these.
Oh yeah.
That one.
6.
2.
Unnatural 2.
Okay. Just
My
You're at the
man.
big smart.
panic.
Insight.
18.
18. Apple?
Was it? Yeah, I got 18 too.
13.
Me too.
19.
Oh, 3 18s.
This
So
you say
who got the
22?
highest? 22. So
Hey,
22. So Fitz, as you're standing in the middle of all this chaos, I mean, your first time being out in the water, you see, like as the you hear some thunder, and you see lightning strike in the distance, and just for a second, you see the silhouette of a man, way too large to even be a man, standing in the sky, like wielding lightning around him, similar to what you see here when I cut my. And for a second he's there and then he's gone. It's like you see the flash of the lightning and you see the silhouette of him and his eyes glowing, and then the water Fits in front of you starts to swirl like a tornado as something begins. You see the silhouette of a wind and water creature, almost like, but you can tell it has like almost like his hands, and as in the darkness, as every time there's a flash of lightning, it's getting closer and closer to the ship. List of gods that wants to catch these hands, like every.
Good luck.
Gosh, gosh, gosh.
I said no.
So and so yeah, that's enough for you to like. I mean, Fitz doesn't probably know a whole lot, but she's like, you've heard the name. You've probably you've heard a lot of Thassa on this ship from listening to the crew, but you also hear Karanos a lot too, in association with her, god of storms. What do you all? So I got so far I got Apodexis and Troxy's, almost like have them locked into what they're doing in this moment.
Can I say encouraging words to the storm and try and persuade it to calm down?
Okay. What would you say? What would you do? Yeah. Would you use one of your spells? Would you, or would you just kind of call?
I do have calm emotions, but it only works on humanoid figures, though that figure behind you looks kind of humanoid.
Now here's the thing. You could try it on a god. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but it's worth a try in this, because this is what I would call a kind of metagame here. This is a skill challenge. So you're not, the spell's not gonna work its normal way. You're probably gonna have to give me a check.
I can give you a check. I am skilled in persuasion. If I could only persuade this wonderful storm.
Okay.
So beautiful, you majestic in the sky, and we're not here to hurt you. We just want to do some good in this world. Don't let the name fool you. Please.
Persuasion is charisma. I want you to give me persuasion, but with Arcana's intelligence, right? I want you to give me persuasion with Arcana stat, so with an intelligence-based persuasion.
Add the little number?
Or persuade. So yeah, so you're
So
gonna use your intelligence score instead of your regular charisma score to add to your. So you might not be proficient at it, which is something you can do in the. Which I did find out you can.
Well,
do
she's still
it's still
it's still
if she's proficient, then she's good.
It's
Yeah.
just she's using intelligence
She's just using intelligence instead
of
of
charisma.
Yep,
So
that's it.
subtract your charisma score and add your intelligence score from your persuasion modifier.
That doesn't make sense.
What's your persuasion? What's your charisma score?
The big one or the little one?
Either one.
The charisma is +4.
Okay, and what's your intelligence?
-1.
Okay, so you're gonna subtract 5 from whatever, because it's a 5-point swing. She's gonna subtract 5 from whatever her persuasion check is.
And that's because you're trying to use your magic to connect to a god.
So instead, if I have a +10 for my persuasion, I'm
It's
going
a
to
+5 now.
5.
You're gonna get a +5 instead.
Thank you, math friends.
No worries. That's what we're here for.
No, yeah, Jason. I use Jason for all that stuff. I'm like, what's happening here? Can you help me out?
Josh +3.
I rolled a 19 +5.
Ooh. Oh shit! You still did pretty good. And
That
so,
+10 would have been great though.
and so, what do you say to the storm?
I love bards.
You're so beautiful and majestic, and we're not here to do any bad. We're just trying to do some good. If you could just let us get to our destination, that would be so nice.
And you just hear a roll in the deep. And you're waiting, like wind is whipping in your hair, bits, and she's trying to hold her little hooves on the ground. Place is completely wet as she's screaming that into the wind as it's pummeling into her, making her skin kind of like ice white cold. I'm gonna message you what you get back, Fitz, but I still need to hear from everyone else because I want to kind of like hear what everyone is doing on the ship, because no one can really in this moment. You wouldn't really be looking to see what anyone else is doing. You just be like fight or flight. You'd be doing this something to help.
I told the Discord, tell them I was about to Captain Dan this mug.
So are we seeing an actual thing of water like rising up?
Yeah, there's like a whirlpool of water with like arms. Some of the crew are starting to see it, and they're just like trying to like pull the ship, steer it away from it because you're kind of on a collision course with it. But it seems to be veering towards you.
With like reaching into his bag to grab his staff, his like the wand, pointing it at the coming wave or this huge body of water.
Mm-hmm.
Third level destroy water.
Okay. Read me what it would do.
It will. It's a range of 30 by 30 feet. I can destroy up to 30 gallons of water as
which would be 50 now because you're casting at third level.
Yeah. Okay. So give me a give me an Arcana check.
All right. Disadvantage Arcana check. Here we go.
Which is basically a 40-foot cube in mechanical terms.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
completely worried about that. It's a what? It's an 8.
Yeah.
So you're trying to like destroy water as it's coming towards you. You can see like pockets of this thing that you're like ripping out of it, but it's like not enough as it's like swelling up. Taroxys and Apodexis are doing a good job of like helping right now. What else?
I was thinking because Proxenos is visibly shaky on his feet. I imagine like Zen was very not excited about being on a boat in the first place. So for these ones who are not sailors, I would try to just help them keep their footing so they don't get knocked overboard.
Yeah.
You're doing what again? So don't get knocked over?
I am helping. I'm trying to help whoever is visibly uncomfortable, which I'm guessing is Proxenos and Zen.
Okay.
To stay on the ship.
Mm-hmm. And DM, I don't know if this will work, but is there any pieces of the boat? I imagine there's pieces of wood or whatever, chain or ropes or whatever coming apart or anything like that. If so, would mending help in any of those particular pieces?
Absolutely. As the ship is flexing so violently that ropes are snapping, and I imagine you could be kind of casting that and doing that. Yeah.
Physically not the strongest. That's what I'll be doing.
Arcana then. Just give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Leaning heavy in this God mode, huh?
16.
Nice. All right, so right now I got a good amount of 6. So you're actually kind of, we see. I mean, what would you add to that, Eric? As you, Asteros, what would we kind of see? Is like, imagine like, how would you mend as you see like one of the rigging snap? What does it look like as you put it back together?
Yeah, because it requires physical touch, I believe. So you would see the staff that he holds with the crystal on top. Whenever he touches it, there's a glow on the hand, and the crystal also has like a silvery light starts to reflect, and bluish light reflects from the crystal each time he touches something as well.
Nice.
And yeah.
So you guys are helping this crew, holding it together. Tell Moon.
So this whirlpool thing, is it like a whirlpool, or is it really coming up like it's like an
It's like
elemental
that
type
thing
of-
right there is about to smash into your ship at its size.
So it would be kind
Wind
of
and
considered a creature at this time.
Yes.
So Moon wants to cast slow on the
I would say
on the
imagine
water
it looks like it's a giant air/water elemental. Like a
Yeah, I'm
combination.
gonna cast slow on it.
Okay. So what do I need?
Are you going to do anything switching out my intelligence for my casting ability, or
Nope, I'll keep it the same. What do I need to make a save on?
DC 15 Wisdom save?
Right. Dang. I think I just felt. Yep, I felt that. So 14. So the creature, you see it like, the ship rocks, and it like holds itself there for a moment, and it almost just like for a moment. That moment could just be enough to save your life, Telmoon, as it just breaks but it still just keeps moving. But you could tell that you're holding it off, kind of like,
Yeah.
cliche,
No, just-
but thou shalt not pass.
Yeah, I'm just hanging on to the prow, full Captain Dan, like, nah, bro.
Is there anything you're saying, or anything else you want to add to that we see in this moment?
Oh, no, because when I thought it was Thassa, I was trying to chill because I'm Perforos and Thassa are, that's
Yeah.
one of those things. But as soon as I saw Carano show up, this is a different story. So Telmoon is full catch this smoke mode. You're not gonna hear nothing in this storm, but Telmoon is yelling for sure.
Smite me!
Stop us if you can. Try to stay in my way.
The only people I think I haven't heard from is Zen, and I think Pythias. I know you're helping. Did you roll already, Pythias? I don't think I gave you. I think it would be give me a acrobatics check as you're
Okay.
imagine you're helping your friends, and also like every now and then the waves pitch the ship so far sideways that men go crew members, women start sliding across, and you're able to like grab people, and pull them back on, being so dexterous as a Triton, leaping off and leaping back on.
Well, watch your words because he is not dexterous.
I know he's not as a paladin, he really shouldn't be, but he's of the sea, so I'm gonna just forego that for a moment and imagine that he's maybe not in his full armor here.
All right. I mean, you say acrobatics, it's a +1.
Well, I'm still asking for acrobatics. I'm gonna ask
Yeah,
for acrobatics.
It's an 11.
Regardless. Yeah. So you're doing a pretty good job. It's like not the best, but like there's and here's the thing. What I mean by not the best, not the worst, is that you save some people, you save your friends, but a couple people that you can't get to, you see them like go overboard.
Ouch.
And unless you're going in after them, that with the way the waters are, they're gone. Zen? I just imagine he's just like sliding across this.
No, Zen. In my
like,
head,
oh.
Zen is holding that center mass for dear life.
Okay, he's just
The entire
going.
time, his hoof's been like sliding on the planks, trying to get his footing. I don't have any.
It can even be if do you pray to anything? Do you?
No, I don't.
No, it doesn't.
Pray to gods.
Any help at all?
I got nothing, y'all. I'm a landlocked character.
You're just a dark mirror to Telmoon. We're both holding on, but one's angrily screaming at the storm. The other one.
So,
You've got the dex. You could help Pythias just try and catch folks.
Yeah.
I'm not getting away from security. I don't want to go in water. The only thing I can
Zen,
think
give me a
of-
charisma check.
Oh, fucking what?
You don't decide, it gets decided for you.
That's mediocre 10.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good for you.
So he
That's
is so
flat.
fearful that he is holding onto that center mass, and I don't know if it affects him or not, but Zen knows he could be doing more to help both the crew and people, but he also sees some of those people die and fall off into the sea, and but he just holds, his ground. With all of this happening, Fitz, I didn't get a response.
I can just say it if you want.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so she has the first pan flute that she ever got, and the one that she learned how to play on, and she's going to play a happy little tune,
And as she does, a combination of everyone successes working together, riding out this storm. Eventually, as that, like moments after the flute hits the water, there's a break in the swirling clouds, and the sun pierces right back through. It was black like it was night moments ago, and as that sun breaks through and those clouds begin to open up, and as the water begins to die, the creature that was just about to slam into the ship, with also Telmoon slowing it down momentarily, kind of crashes down like a wave, pitching the whole ship sideways. Everyone's holding on. But when it comes back normal, the clouds have parted, the creature is gone, and we just see little Fitz flute floating to the bottom of the ocean, a offering to Thassa, and in front of you, the island of Kreta in the distance. We'll take a 5-minute break. And we'll come
some bits
back to
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, see, should have done that. Should have done that. Now Telmoon wants all of it. Telmoon's out here.
Telmoon's gonna get killed.
Oh, now you running? Now you running, huh? Yeah, Telmoon. Telmoon up here freaking out.
Oh, can I get an insight check from Pythias and Fitz? Since they
Sure. You keep asking me for skill checks, and it's unless it's athletics, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I know.
It's 3.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, 4.
There you go. Big brain.
6.
Okay. So yeah, for whatever reason that just happened, it did.
Yup. Telmoon scared it away. It's all good.
I will be back. We'll set up the island, and yeah, you guys.
Oh,
silver lining.
Made it there.
Spell slots are leaving.
Yes.
Wow.
Most useless character right here on a boat.
What do you mean?
That's why I did not want to fucking come.
Just punch the storm. It's all good. You have storm punch, right?
No, I don't. Nope, sorry. That's a different type of monk.
Telmoon was
Just
gonna do storm
imagine.
stab. Same thing.
I was trying to picture Zen, like, how does a centaur hold the center mast of the boat? in the
Yeah,
storm?
just like the back.
I was like, is it just the human arms? Is it the legs?
Nope,
Do you
all
like
human.
lay down and get the horse legs?
The human part.
Human arms and bear hugging that son of a bitch.
I imagine Proximos knitted us some sort of booty so that our hoofs have a little more traction on the boat.
Oh,
That,
man.
have you seen a hoofed creature wear anything on their hooves? They walk weird for like the first day or two.
Yes, I have. Well, I mean, outside of a shoe, but yeah.
They're like, what the fuck is this? What?
Your YouTube would tell you that I'm very, very focused on the feet of hoofed creature.
Yes, I noticed. For some reason, after you said that shit, my YouTube like suggestion has gone through the roof with fucking cow hooves, and I'm like, why, Jason? Why?
I love it. It's pimple popping to the next level.
Oh,
Clear that abscess.
Nope.
And then their actual abscesses, like the ones in their body, are crazy. They'd be like gallons. It's so nuts.
Well, good luck, guys, because Proximus is going to be taking a 36-hour nap.
Oh god.
That's all right. We'll need you. We're just gonna go find Elliot again. It's cool.
Once
By
we
the
get
way,
landlocked, we're good. I can do shit.
I love how as soon as Eric comes back, like we just get into like the most insane,
You know
horrible
what?
jokes. It's great.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we're not having no more Strahd. I'm making sure we're all of age for this content.
What do you mean? you're talking shit to like literally every other god besides Purphoros.
And
We're
I'm
gonna have
of
a
age.
Strahd.
I'm of age. Oh no, I didn't mean that. I meant like the.
They're gonna come down and be like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of this little satyr piece of shit talking shit about me. I'm going down there and bitch smacking them.
Just wants to make sure everyone's of age for the mating ritual jokes.
Correct.
It's hilarious.
Correct.
I was trying to skirt around it, and then Josh was just like, the mating.
I'm so upset at you, Jason. You did not do a mother like son reference.
From what?
You've been calling his mama ho this entire time. And the captain was like, can you come by my quarters with a plate? I was like, come on, that was a setup. That was a fucking volleyball spike for you.
Nah, man, I knew where our minds collective were going. I didn't want to mess it up. I can't have both of those thoughts come together at the same time. That's just going to be a problem.
Oh.
The entire time I was just waiting. I'm like, where's it at? Come on. You've been calling his mama ho this entire time since you met her.
The first time in the game, we're halfway through the game by now, and he hasn't mentioned it yet.
His mama's a hoe? Nah, it's different today. What was it today? Something's oh no. His mama's not a. I did. I said that his mama is out here. I implied that his mama was out here messing with Asteros. I started the day off with his mama's a hoe.
Subtly, but that is true.
Subtly. Yeah. I didn't want to be like super out. I mean, try my best, okay? I'm a changed man.
Yeah, he's getting better.
What changed in the last like 14 hours?
13 days. It's been like 6 days, okay? 7, 8 days. No, Telmoon respects mamas to a certain extent. To a certain extent. It's just Proxenos' family, man. It's not the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
I won't lie, your daddy going, you ain't shit was like, wow. Fuck you too, old man.
Yeah. Hey, you on the list, horse swordsman? Don't give me that. Your whole family's messed up in the head, bro. All of them.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I can't wait until we meet any of Telmoon's family.
Look at that. He's like, shit.
No, I'm like, you making some mighty assumptions. So I'd make a character whose family's alive. My father was brutally murdered the day that I was mangled. The day that I lost half my face and my arm. Yeah, my father was brutally murdered. My mother's alive.
All right. So we should go meet her.
She's
owing it up.
Probably she is a satyr, but I mean that's different.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I'm calling his mama a hoe, but it's not like you're not supposed to be a hoe. Like you be a hoe if you want to be a hoe. Like go have fun.
Just stating some facts.
Satyrs is all about that.
Trying to set up this conversation.
You know, I mean, my mom's all right. She's full satyr like, but I mean, like she did lose her husband, and then her son almost died, and then her son left the tribe. So she's not like great, but she's with her.
But people. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like she can lead with the whole tragic widow thing, and that gets the guys.
And then be
approach
like,
her, yeah.
Would you like some pixie dust? Like it's real quick. It's a real.
You know what? It really helps me forget about the tragic loss of my husband. Drugs.
How do these air on YouTube? I have no idea.
You thought piping out soup was good normally. Have you tried it flying?
Oh
wow.
Fuck. Woo.
Dude, this is why we can never say we're grown ass men.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
This is why I teach teenagers.
This is why we play Tales from the Loop. That's easier.
That is true.
Hey, look at that. Mal's got a new setup going.
Yeah, but you know it's bad. When he got a green screen, you know it's just gonna turn out horrible.
Mal just had to pull all of his Theros deities out.
Well, yeah, because you keep talking shit.
They couldn't hear me through the storm.
They're all dice rolling to see which one of us is gonna smack.
He is the storm.
Yeah, he literally can hear everything. Just because it's thunder and lightning and waves are coming, he literally hears every whisper.
He started it.
And you want to talk about a moody god? That's a moody god.
Karanos has been known to lightning bolt PCs.
Kronos is like the god of the mood, and it's usually the unhappy kind.
Yeah.
See me then.
I'm waiting for Malcolm to be like, you know what? Roll a dex check.
His avatar ran from me, bro. Ran.
That definitely was not an avatar of
He
him.
ran from me.
Can we stand as far as possible on this boat from where
You guys-
Talmud is standing?
You
He's
guys
at the
made insight
helm.
checks. You guys cannot refute the fact that I chased away the storm.
Watch. The next thing that's gonna happen is he's gonna be at the mast going, you will not sing, and the lightning hits his arm. Cardiac arrest.
I have a backup character. We're good to go. It'll be less fun for Josh, but I got a backup character ready.
Josh character just rips off your metal arm, uses it as a weapon.
Yeah, always carry
Nice.
backups.
And I will
I think-
remember him fondly by his arm.
That'd be poetic considering how the underwater barbarian.
Just because
Yes.
Arrakis likes to use crab arms as weapons doesn't mean that this is analogous. Okay.
Would would not Fracas tear off Telmun's arm and use it as a weapon?
See, that was Hasrod convincing Fracas that the arms were valuable.
Okay, now another question: is Talmun's metal arm valuable?
I mean, it's a prosthetic. I don't know
It's
the
good
price
bronze.
of.
I could
I don't know
reforge it
the.
into something.
I don't know the market for for metal prosthetics in Theros, but I'm assuming it's semi-valuable.
I could
Probably
reforge it into a
Probably
weapon.
not something that's too common.
Not common. It's not made of gold. Like,
It's bronze.
it's not
Yeah.
gold plated.
We're talking in Theros land, so it's like
Yeah.
that could be worth something. You know, you could see.
Yeah.
I could see Theros, Fracas, and Hosrod taking that.
As long as you guys respect the rapier, you guys can do it. Well, send my rapier and my shield back to my mom. You can do what you want with the rest. Because the eye is actually kind of like not real either. The left arm and the left eye are both fake.
Okay.
So those and the left horn, but you guys know that already, I'm assuming.
I'm just
Oh,
thinking,
bronze.
like, you're so fast, and yet you have
Never skip leg day, bro.
you've got vision problems.
Never skip leg day. In here. That's why I get close, man. No depth perception. You know what your sorcerer just cast and can't see.
Oh, I can tell now. I mean, now the smack talk to the gods is because you haven't learned. You got no arm, you got no eye, you got no horn.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm staying far away from you on the other end of the boat.
It's not like I'm conductive, it's fine.
Oh no.
Hit me with your best shot, Mal.
It's as long as we're standing far away and we have the popcorn, I'm all for it.
You ever seen a god level call lightning?
My two metal friends will, I'm sure, be very safe in even if they are 40 feet away. It would actually probably be pretty hard to hit Telmoon directly with the lightning bolt with two giant.
There's a mast. Let's have Telmun stand at the top of the mast.
True.
Perfect.
If I was
Lightning
truly
rod.
Captain Danning, I should be on the mast and not on the prow.
And he's got metal at the very top of his head, so the dude's just a walking lightning rod.
So should we
Look-
take bets how far he gets cast out when he gets hit by lightning?
Xeroxes, hold me up so that I can scream at the god closer.
Can't make that jump. Throw me at them.
You go back home. What happened to that? What happened to that satyr? Well, he pissed off a bunch of gods.
Hey, I've shown respect to 3 gods. You guys don't credit me for that.
It's
What,
you
Perforos,
worship one.
Iroas.
I don't. Oh yeah, I guess 4 gods.
Yeah, we have heroic piety.
Yeah, Perforos, Iroas, Nylea, who I bowed to,
Nice.
and now Thassa. I'm being nice to Thassa. I ain't say nothing when Thassa was upset. I try to give her offerings.
Very wise.
4 gods.
See, well, that's a good portion of the pantheon.
Hmm.
The rest of the gods came at me like if they wanted to smoke. Mal knows this.
Fair enough. Oh my gosh.
Karanos and I were never going to get along. I have an 8 intelligence. He's not going to like me.
That's fair.
Well, welcome back, Eric.
Not being very useful. Yeah, good to have you, man.
Yes, it is wonderful to be back. I'm sorry. Like I said, there's a lot of stories here, and I'm trying to catch up here. And I'm like, whoa,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know about?
And not only that, this is the first time I've ever in all editions played a druid. So hey,
yeah, bro.
Oh.
so
Yeah,
and not,
Circle of Stars is a fun one.
yeah, it is fun. But then I realized I only had like my like cantrips and a couple for I never updated my spells. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
So I had to.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm
are a
like,
prepare caster, sir. You have to prepare those every day in game.
I know. So well,
Oh.
because I haven't been on it, so I was like, I just didn't even think. I leveled it to 6, did all the basics, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta. But
Yep.
long story short, it's great to be back and see all the faces, and yeah, this
we
was
missed
very, this was very like recent. Like I texted Malcolm the other day, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. That was it. I'm like, oh, tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll jump in. So that was it.
Yeah, he was like, I want to come back. I was like, we got a game tomorrow. You.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to say that, but I knew he said, yeah, sure. But tomorrow, I was like, oh, all right, I'm in.
Show up.
Show up. I'll show up.
I had a miss too, and Mal was just like earlier today. He's just like, "You playing?" I'm like, "Yeah, 7 p.m., sir."
Yeah, I was like, I'm freeing up time. I'm just making time, is what I'm doing. I'm like, I need this. I can't keep going on without this.
We need
I hadn't played since we played Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So I'm like,
we need our group dad back, man.
Oh yeah, we do.
Pythias has been trying, but
he's doing the best for us.
We go in too many directions. Pythias can only protect somebody at a time.
Yeah,
I got knocked on my ass too many times too.
Near the beginning of the game, when Colin Pythias was like, "Yeah, we're going to this island." Wait a minute. Why are we going to this island? As we're like already out to sea.
Right.
No. We told you, right? Yes, yeah,
totally.
But it's gonna be fun, like, because I'm like, I was talking to Malcolm, I'm catching up on everything. I'm skimming through some of the videos. I'm writing all this shit down. So, yeah.
You would have loved the Minotaur fight too.
Oh
yeah.
When was that?
2 sessions ago.
Okay, so I haven't gotten
Pretty
there
recent,
yet. So
yeah.
I'll okay.
Yeah, no.
But next game, I'll be caught up. So
nice.
There you go.
It's one of those retrospective things where I think of things I should have done in the session like 3 days later. It's like just rip the spine out of one of them, give them a Mortal Kombat finisher. But
and don't be mad if it takes a while, because Eric, this story, unlike Strahd, it's frayed in so many different paths.
There's so much, yeah. I like.
There's a lot, like.
Well, just the lore. I'm going through the book, so like, okay. So, but I don't want to read. Maybe I should have brought that up too. Should I not read that?
Read everything up into read through all the gods. I always
okay. Yes, I am looking at that. Yeah.
There's the pretty much the section on once it says gods as villains. Don't read anything.
Okay. Haven't
But
done
like
that.
anything about the gods and about the world, feel free to study Legend Keeper. I've also been taking a lot of stuff directly out of the book and just dropping it on Legend Keeper. So you can go to a certain, like,
Legend-
say you want to
okay.
learn about Satessa, you can click on Satessa and just read about it. And I'll
Yes,
treat that as
okay.
like basic lore that you know about your world.
Okay. Okay.
I've also
like
been
that.
adding, places that Nick's been doing like one shots. So if
Uh-huh.
Nick does a one
I
shot
saw
and
that.
adds, I've been adding, his places to the world, so they're there to explore.
Don't
Like
do
there's
that to
a
your
there's a
players.
sunken city that I'm learning about. I'm like, oh shit, what happens there? Oh, maybe I'll put that in the game.
Yeah.
So it's all there.
Next Sunday, I'm running one of those. But yes.
So, and does anyone here play those, the one shots with Nick? Okay.
Myself and Colin usually play.
Okay. Do you the same different characters?
Different characters.
Different characters.
I figured.
Because they usually take place in different timelines and different.
Okay.
Sometimes they
Hate Hellion equally though.
Yeah.
If there's one constant.
Okay.
In my other game, it's funny. Hellion is complete. Everybody sees him as justice and good.
Oh man, they're on that pixie dust. That's what's happening with that right there.
We talking Fleece Main?
Yeah, Jameson is a hoplite from Akros, so he prays to Hellion.
Yeah.
He gets up in the morning. He does like the same. His character does the same like workout routine. Will not eat with the rest of the party. Will only eat certain things.
He can catch these hands too.
Yeah, they better be careful before Tasa sends us on that search and
This is what I
search
love.
and destroy quest.
We did this, and all you guys ever want to do is do what we did in First Drive, which is find this other group
and beat
cause
them up.
conflict.
But
It's
this is
so
different. They've had full open choices to live their lives in a respectful manner in this world. They've chosen to piss off the people that make us want to kill them.
They have.
Well, that's the thing is I'm not even expecting if we ever do meet them for it to be like a conflict thing. It'll be like, oh, hi, fellow adventurers.
Yeah.
That's what it would
Pick
be.
a flag.
Pick a flag.
At least
So we
make them
figure out what they stole.
interesting. We're the Bronze Bullies. Perhaps you've heard of our wins at the Heroin game.
Do you want a patch?
No, I saw in the Discord, I think Rick was talking about like, oh yeah, we need to start doing merch. And like, you guys need to catch up.
Yeah, because we are there. Oh man,
It's crazy because they're like an actual apparel company, and we just out here like
Guerrilla marketing.
We
right
live.
here.
I will share, Eric, before you join. Today's cold open went over a little bit more kind of like the idea of what happened to THEROS as we journeyed into the Nyx, and we got to see what it looks like when there is no Mount Olympus, but on this, maybe it's Mount the Nyxius. It is the place where the gods commune from time to time. It is the celestial palace atop this pearlescent mountain of stars that exists like what you see behind yourself. And there the gods were having a back and forth with Helliot because Helliot had just fought the group in the city. Nylea was trying to defend herself, trying to put an arrow through him, that wouldn't kill him. And the god Krufix, we saw the god of secrets, went over kind of like straight up Clash of the Titans style, like picked a star off of the wall of the palace, similar to the way, these clay humanoids would be there, and took it and looked at the miniature set of all of THEROS and said that certain game pieces need to be where they are because Krufix understands what's happening in the world beyond the knowledge of his siblings, and does not share it with them for the fear that they may act in a way that may throw things off. And so he reaches down and places you on the boat. So so I know Asteros doesn't necessarily completely know that, but everyone else got to be privy to that.
That's cool.
Moment.
I like it. Yeah.
The skies are clear as the boat is drifting there, and it's late in the day. Surprisingly, the sun is still kind of high in the sky on this island, and whereas anywhere else in the world it should be like lower, as it's probably around 6 in the evening. You arrive at Creta in the distance as Athos and her crew make way and start to prepare. And they pretty much have asked you, are you going to wait until tomorrow, or do you plan to go onto the island tonight? She has prepared your vessel, your small boat, since you won't be taking the ship all the way in, of course. I'll turn it back over to you all as you kind of see this beautiful island floating in the distance. And what I can tell, what you see is that the island is small. It's almost like the island is one mountain. It's one mountain that reaches up into the heavens. And in the distance, you can see kind of a zigzagging kind of going around the side. You can see what looks like it could have been man-made. It almost looks like it's naturally carved, but a staircase going up and around the mountain, leading up towards the top where the clouds kind of hang in, but beautiful clouds, not like storm clouds, towards the top there.
Well, if like after making it through the storm, Proxnos was passed out and he was just on the deck. So wherever he is now.
Yeah.
If that's back on the ship quarters, or if
I imagine
Tarachi
just
has
on
him, like,
I don't
slinged
know what
over
the
his
crew
shoulder.
does with him.
I'm not going to leave him on the ground if no one else is picking him up. We'll find somewhere where he's not just, because that's going to be a bad backache if you're just laying on a wet deck.
Well,
in
he
the
sleeps on a
cold.
wooden pillow.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, we can pick him up and put him in the
Somewhere,
captain's quarters.
Oh yeah.
Is there? Oh yeah. Is there any stew left? Did it all just get spilled out on the deck?
It is all over the wall. There's like remnants of it.
Lick it off the walls.
There wasn't that much left.
Is that how this is normally served?
I would assume so. And maybe Epidexis is like just scraping it off the wall into a bowl.
It's funny, we don't really have soup because it would just float away. But in a way, all of our food is soup because it would just float away.
I think it's his existential crisis. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Deep thoughts with Pythias.
I like him.
And Epidexis is really pondering this because at one point you would have been food for him as well, and now he can't even smell you. So, well, kind of. Yes, right? We can smell Troxys.
I think you can. I still think you have your senses, your smell, and I think that's what's even more frustrating is you could smell food, but you don't taste it as well.
Yeah, it just says we don't need to. Or
Yeah.
sleep.
So we can still smell you.
Yeah, I think I elaborated on the idea that you don't need to eat, so it's really not a rule of the game. Is I'm just I feel like Taraxi, especially the way Taraxi plays, I feel like Taraxi doesn't taste anything. But since he came into that world, it doesn't matter for him. He doesn't know what taste is. So for you, it's probably more vexing, where it's like you've been eating all your life, and now this soup
Should
is like,
taste it, yeah.
you know.
Well, it seems like Proxenos is out fairly well.
Yeah, I could always carry him.
Then trying to get to shore as fast as possible.
You guys want to rest on the boat overnight? I mean, go in this morning, or I don't know how long he sleeps. He said 36 hours. I don't know if that's literally how long he needs to sleep.
He's trying to get rid of his exhaustion as well.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that's what you're.
He's feeling
Thought
he's
you
feeling
guys
messed
did.
up.
He got new exhaustion.
Yeah, he got the magical bends.
We could do one long rest on the ship and go in the morning. It's fine. I don't sleep.
Well,
I could
do have
just
something
stand
to
at the
fix
prow.
that.
Telmoon's jacked. He's not probably gonna sleep tonight, but we'll figure if y'all want him to, we can. Yes, we can.
Can play cards or something while everyone sleeps.
Well,
Shall we put Proxenos in the captain's quarters, though?
He.
Or would that lead to more exhaustion?
In order to get rid of his exhaustion, he would need about 30 hours of sleep.
What? Why is it so much?
Your
'Cause
long
fif-
rests are longer.
My longer, well, the long rests are in like say, or like in order for him to properly sleep, he needs 15 hours.
Good God, we can't accommodate that.
Technically, you do.
Can we just leave him like somewhere?
I have something that may get rid of it sooner rather than later.
Did you not use it all?
No. We spent 4 days doing nothing. I kept those doses.
Oh, okay.
You think I'm gonna go out, trade dagger for doses, and be like, oh, we're gonna do shit for 4 days? Well, you guys can just like relax on your own time.
I thought we all used one night of it, and then we used extra days because Teroxis
No.
was messed up.
We spent 4 days for Teroxis.
Okay.
I was pretty messed up.
I mean, if someone can carry Proxenos, then he could rest while we move.
Yeah, can't we just get him like a little Yoda backpack on one of us?
Yeah, I can do that. Just like a child carrier.
From the back, we don't want everyone in the front.
Yeah.
At some point while you all are resting, Thassa comes down and she looks at the walls and she goes, well, so much for the soup. Maybe next time. Speaking of, where is your chef? And I don't know where you guys kind of have him. I don't know if he's just like sleeping in the corner.
Oh no, yeah, we served him up for you. Don't worry.
Is he in the baby Bjorn already?
Excuse me, what did you do?
Dude, what did we end up doing? Did we put him?
We
in the
lay him on the
quarters?
table, lay him on the counter, lay him in the
He's on the-
captain's quarters.
You put him in your quarters.
He's sleeping in her bed.
Oh, well, that's forward of you.
We assume since
Tell
he
me what's
could no
giving
longer
her
keep. We assume since he couldn't keep the soup warm, he might as well keep the bed warm.
Oh. I think you mistook my gesture for wanting to try a different chef's food. I am appalled that you would even think as such. No. Insight check from everyone.
Let's do it. It's gonna be super low, and I'm not gonna believe it. That is a 4.
25.
18.
25.
Okay. So you all start to get the idea she's clearly not completely telling the whole truth, and she goes,
Oh,
listen, the boy has his charm, but I'll make sure he's awake if he wants all of this. Toodaloo, you carry on and enjoy your evening. I will
All right.
set him up in a cabin nearby, but
oh. Sounds like we will need to rest for 3 nights. Let's do it.
So she goes back in and she sees that it's kind of feverish sweat on Proxino's brow, and she kind of wipes it down and tucks him in. My. And she kind of goes to, and she kind of pours herself a drink and goes out and looks into the starry Nyx that is, because I'm assuming we're taking a long rest. I imagine like the sun has gone down, but while she's doing that, wherever she sees Fitz fiddling, she spots and she goes, "Little one, Fitz, is it?"
That's me.
Oh. My pride has gotten the best of me. I should have thanked. As a captain, I did see the work that your crew put in during that experience. And I must say, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw the presence of both Kronos and Thassa out there. Kronos.
Big, scary guy in the lightning. Whew.
Yes, he is moody. He typically does what Thassa says. He crushes for her a bit, or at least that's the way I see it. And so when she is unwell, he can be even worse. But I saw you throw something into the water. you sacrifice something. Sometimes, no matter how small something is, it could mean a great deal to even the gods.
I hope. I mean, I hope it helped. I'm kind of sad to be gone, to be rid of it, but I have my piccolo, so I don't need my original one, but I don't know.
Well, I just wanted you to know I saw it, and I thank you. And you are a different group. You have brought us more adventure than we've had in a long time.
Oh, we like to keep things lively. I start digging in my bag, and I pull out one of the badges, and it is one of the Champions of Perforos badges. And I was like, I noticed you guys like Perforos, right?
I appreciate him for his will. I have a long story to my background and how I came about this, but Perforos has always been the god I respect the most, as his willingness to unabashedly love creating. And sometimes when creating, things get a little messy. And at the same time, I've loved the sea. And while I've always wondered if that would get me in ill will with Thassa, but so far, so until today, things have been great. So I'll try to just, she knocks on her ship and just hope that's just dealing with you all. But I don't know. Something kind of exciting about your presence here kind of awakened something in me that's been dormant for a long time. That feeling of just kind of not going through the same old every day.
Yeah, it's nice to break out of a routine, isn't it?
It is. She looks and goes, "Whoa, look, the Knicks." She looks up at the gas star. She goes, "That's actually not a shooting star. I was going to say a fiery star, but look at it. Look." And as you and her look, Fitz, you realize that it's a silhouette, but it's kind of glowing red, and it has wings. And she says, "That's a dragon. I haven't seen a dragon in Theros in a long time."
Oh gosh.
And by the glow, I would peg it as a red dragon. That could be a good omen. Perforos loves red dragons.
Fantastic. Oh my God.
And it just continues to kind of fly on across the horizon.
Fitz passes out.
Oh. And then so back down in the galley, Athasa comes down. Does she do this? Her like little hoof is like kicking. We were looking.
That's normal.
We saw a dragon. It's a great omen for us Perforos lovers.
Owen rushes up on deck again.
By that time, he can't spot it in the sky. Seems to be gone.
Not gonna get to stab anything today.
She has laid little Fitz down. Well, she seems to be in good spirits. I thought she goes, "Well, tomorrow should be. I think I've seen a good omen, so I'm excited for you all." You know what? I don't even want to ask about what you're doing on this island, but I had a feeling it has something to do with the gods. And seeing Telmoon and Taraxi, she's like, she starts to let on a little bit more that she took it for the job, but she also realized she is a Perforos follower. So she goes, "I will make sure to pray for you all tonight."
We shall live thanks for you as well.
I appreciate that. As the night goes forward and passes, unless there's anything else you guys would like to add, as we move on into the morning hour.
I think Tillman would probably spend about an hour just messing around, just going through his kata with his rapier, kind of communing a little bit, and that way he can calm down enough to go to sleep. But just trying to see how it feels. Do I notice anything, or is it just kind of normal, like every night?
The weapon
Uh-huh.
seems to be normal like most nights, but can you share with me what your experience was? Because we talked about the weapon awakening in that last fight. How and I didn't really go into depth. So is there anything you would add to how you think that awakening might have been, or what you?
Well, I feel like in the awakening, it's sort of, I noticed the second presence. Like I noticed that it's not just a weapon, there's a presence there. And in that, it helped me recall sort of dreams and stuff that helped me realize that it was capable of more.
Yeah.
Which is how I've started to be able to use acid and stuff when I need to in fights. But I have noticed that it's kind of not always there, but at times I feel that second presence, and not just in communication, but more like just its mood. If it's happy, if it thinks I'm doing right. So I'm trying to pay attention to it a little bit more, just because, again, I'm trying to find out everything that's going on. So I'm just trying to see if it's like after that whole confrontation today, if it had a change in its feelings, or if it's
an insight check.
Really? This is how we gonna play? Okay. I'm gonna use the other die because that dice would roll real low. Real low.
As he's
At
doing
advantage,
this,
at advantage.
as he's doing this, Taroxys is in a corner watching but deactivated because I can still hear and see when I'm sleeping. So he just silently observes all the way through.
And the advantage was a 17.
Nice. And so you have, while the nothing really speaks to you while you practice with it, you keep it nearby, and once even Taraxi sees in his powered down state, as Telmoon starts to fall into his dream or fall into his sleep, that is where you hear the voice of the blade talking to you, and it says, it confirms, it gives you confirmation you are on the right path, but that we must eventually go back to the beginning. And you just keep, for the rest of the night, you keep dreaming about the Skola Vale, the Skola Vale, the Skola Vale. As you're all awake in the morning, beautiful sky, you can hear the seagulls off in the distance. The island looms before you, not in a very grand, intimidating way. Very bright, beautiful fashion. But in all terms, if this is Heliod's territory, then that is also the way it would feel. How do you guys want to approach this? I want you guys to talk to each other and see what we do. How do we do next?
Our approach is generally straightforward.
Yep.
I'm saying that's as a statement, not as
okay. That's what we
generally do.
Right. Yeah.
We will go ashore and seize the day. Come, companions.
Forward.
Hey, Zen.
Huh?
Hey, Zen. As Proxenos is kind of groggily, like, again, his voice, like, kind of out of it.
Are you awake, or are you still sleeping? Does he talk in his sleep?
I'm awake.
You okay, buddy? You look kind of tired.
Yes, I still feel quite the effects of yesterday, but I can go along with all of you.
You sure about that? Can you walk? Or do you need someone carrying you?
That would be much appreciated, Zen. if you could.
Well, you have options. It's either me or, well, me. Now that I think about it. Yeah, just me.
Well, once we're ashore, I can summon a horse.
When you can, but when did you be able to do that?
For a little while. It takes me 10 minutes, so if you don't want to wait, then
Talmoon, Taroxys, are we in a rush on this?
Well,
Did you guys ever really explain what?
No.
Yeah, man.
We came to this island for no fucking reason.
And
Really.
the whole group is just like at this island, like we just.
Yeah. Telmo's not exactly nervous at the prospect of waiting here on Heliod's sacred ground for a day, but
we gave the basics.
Yeah, yes, you did. You did. You said so. Hixius is the artisan who worked for Perforos, who is captured here and is kind of being tormented by Heliod at the top of the mountain, most likely. And he's being punished for creating a device that would allow man to fly. And so, as Hixius was able to fly, Heliod struck him down and his punishment. Perforos does not like this because he believes that Hixius, has innate abilities that are from him and wants him freed. Perforos also, from what you've come to understand, probably does a lot of things in line with his brother Heliod. So would probably send you to go around this instead of an outright confrontation.
Did he intimate that to Talmoon? I'm
gonna say you guys feel that now. Yes.
Talmoon understands it's not a walk in the front door like, yo, the Theros crew is here. Okay. Taroxys?
So you do imagine that Heliod probably doesn't know that, may not know that anyone's coming for this. And if he does, probably is danger on the island.
So I suppose this could be done quietly, but the longer we take, the faster a better chance we get noticed.
All right then.
So in a perfect world, we get in and we get out.
Ew.
Yeah. Yes, Fitz?
What exactly do we want to do? Like, what's our goal?
We're getting our guy out of here.
We're saving one of our brothers.
Do you know anything about what we're facing?
No.
You know where your brother is?
On the island.
Probably at the top, right?
Forward.
Good guess.
We'll find him.
Proxenus would see if he could talk with Ethasa about is it possible to get the ship ready to set sail when we return back?
Absolutely. How long do you think you'll be?
We are not certain, but we are looking for someone that we need to bring back.
We need to be ready for a quick escape.
Yes.
All right.
And
I will.
Sorry, I couldn't get you the meal. I heard that it spilled over. When we're back on the traveling back, I'll be making another meal.
I'm sure you will. She reaches over and pinches one of his cheeks, and his face cheeks.
Gives him a good football slap. You get him, bud.
Get in the game.
Well,
And she goes, "You look a little tired, though. Are you going to be okay with your group?"
Well, that's the secret. Is I'm always tired.
Let me see. She goes, "Well, may not help much with that, but take this." And she reaches in her pocket and she hands us a regular potion of healing, but the one that she has, her own personal potion of healing.
Proxenos has a girlfriend.
Very thankfully, like takes it and is like, "Thank you very much."
You're welcome. Godspeed to you all. Listen, we survived Thassa and Karanos last night, so I'm feeling lucky.
As we are trying to be on the sneaky side of things before leaving the ship, Proxenos like takes his hands as this kind of like mist surrounds all of you as he casts Pass Without Trace.
Right.
This should help with staying on the low.
So we head onto the island.
Forward the bullies.
Onward. So,
The moment we touch land, Zen's off. I am running full sprint into this island.
Would you have taken Proxenos with you? Like,
No, because Pythias said he's going to summon help for you.
Yeah. So off Zen goes.
And so, they give you two small rowboats, one to fit most of everyone else, and then one to fit maybe one other and Zen. As they lower them down into the water, you begin to row towards the island. Within a short time, you make it there, and you come to this point as you land on the island where you realize it's almost like you see here. It's almost like stairs built into the side of the island itself. These stone stairs, and you can tell that over time they have aged and flecked, but they were literally gold. They were like cold plated at one time. As you slowly begin to dismount your boat and head up, you find yourself on like a landing and kind of looking up at the rest of the mountain. The mountain goes up. The stairs that you see ahead of you go up. You see them go up like 500 feet. And every landing, so you see at there's about a stairs that go up about 100 feet, and then you see a landing. And then they go to the right and wrap around the mountain another 100 feet. And then you can kind of see in the distance a landing, the clouds starting it, and it just continues up. Unless you were the rest of the island is mostly a mountain structure. Unless you don't take the stairs, you could look around and try other ways, but it like most of it is sheer and wet and mostly rock, right? So it's the stairs are the safest bet, but not the only option, as we all always know.
You're explaining this to Zen, who ran off by himself?
No, I'm explaining to everyone. Everyone.
Okay.
So Zen, as you get on, so as you all get on, Zen just dart. So Jen, you just dart off into the wilderness. Is that what you're saying? Right.
Yep.
And your Pass Without a Trace only goes right so far on Zen, right?
30 feet?
30 feet. So
I don't need him.
Damn.
Zen,
I can do it myself if I really wanted to, but Zen just wants to fucking run.
So Zen is kind of running on these stairs, kind of clip-clopping it off of. You end up kind of running up before anyone else can up that first flight of stairs, kind of getting your legs that you haven't been able to on this entire time on the ship. And I don't even need a perception check. You immediately feel it. Like the minute you get to the top of the stairs, you stop and you look, and there's this majestic beast standing in the shrubs. That's about 40 feet, maybe 35, 40 feet away from you. And it begins to step out. And what you see is almost more majestic than any normal deer. This creature with large antlers that almost wears like a crown. And unlike the average doe or creature that you've seen in the forest, this thing looks at you with intent and with purpose. And you notice that while the sun is out so bright, there are very few shadows, but the few shadows you do see glow with the Nyx. So you know that the creature is Nyx born. And its eyes kind of have the Nyx sparkling in you. And it's just looking dead at you, but saying nothing.
Seeing it, he'd be taken back, remembering the lion and the bullfight. And then he would actually end up bowing to this creature.
And so, as you do, it does not bow, but it lowers its head in return. And then, with you bowing, give me a advantage animal handling check. Let me roll.
I won't need one.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't. Okay.
I just rolled a nat 20 on my first try.
Yeah.
23 for total.
Nice. So the creature, you realize that while it is an animal, it is in Magic the Gathering terms, it is a emissary of Heliod. Its eyes kind of flutter with its light, and you almost able to commune with it, and it says, "Why have you come to my lord's land or island?" And what is the rest of the party doing while you're having this? Are you guys? Because you guys can kind of at this point you can see that Zen is stopped on that first platform up above.
I mean, not knowing that he's a snitch. I mean, we just chilling. We waited, right? We waited for this. We gotta wait 10 minutes.
And suddenly, kind of walks me. You can kind of see.
That's the thing. Seeing that it's going to be stairs the entire way, how useful is a horse going to be?
Let's just climb stairs.
Zen just did it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
I just did it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm summoning a horse.
What has brought you?
Not really sure. Just friends decided they wanted to get on a boat and come here, so we all came.
May I meet your friends?
They're gonna take a minute. They're really slow.
I have time. And it kind of folds down and lays down on the ground. And kind of just looks around, and the antlers kind of glow. Like they almost seem to reflect light. Like they almost might be crystalline.
While we wait, do you know of any open spaces that I could just run around in? I've been on a boat for a while and I do not like it.
Oh. There are very few spaces to run here, except for the top of the mountain. Be very careful on the stairs if you plan to continue.
Do I have to wait for them?
You know.
Bust him out.
I will say, may we wait for your friends? Can you have a little patience? If not,
just trotting in place, very vigorously, like I guess. So, come on.
Eventually, I imagine the rest of you begin to kind of walk up, and you all see this creature kind of sitting down as Zen is just kind of trotting around it. I don't even really have a miniature that would really give it this majestic because this really wouldn't do it. It's a beautiful big stag, but you all see it as you come into this, it's almost like a 30, 40-foot platform, and you can see the stairs climbing higher up the mountain. And the stairs are they're about, at this point, they're wide enough for people to walk kind of like side by side, but you can tell they look like they get thinner and more narrow up the mountain. You've made it. And then the creature stands up. Really lost my notes here. Is anyone doing anything as a otherwise it kind of turns its head and looks at you all, and then you all immediately, its voice kind of feels a little bit more like radiant almost in nature is the best way I could describe it, but you hear it in your mind as the creature kind of speaks to you. And what you hear it say is kind of strange, almost sounds very much like a riddle. I speak without a mouth. I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? And it seems to be asking this equally, like, whereas everyone heard it, you can all respond to each other and talk to each other, but you all heard this thing kind of, I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?
Annoying. I hate riddles.
That's not our official answer.
And then I will say, it's so far this thing has not given you an ultimatum, so choosing not to answer could be an answer.
Have at it, wise ones.
I speak but have no mouth. I'm carried by the wind. I have no body.
That would be river.
I speak with a mouth. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind.
The moon would definitely not know this. Come on, intelligence creatures or PCs.
Now,
Roxas intelligent. Not
if you have intelligence, you could make a insight check if you'd like on it. If you actually want to answer it.
An insight check?
I'm sorry,
Intelligence check?
Intelligence check. Just a regular intelligence check. Or you could ask the creature why it's asking you a question. You can still continue to role play. You don't have
But does Nikki also know the answer? Is that
Does Nikki know the answer?
about?
I have -1 intelligence.
Oh, you were meant for Nikki. No. Yeah, that's bad, Taraxis. It's about right.
I'll do it.
This is of course one of those moments where if you know it, you do not have to metagame and act like your character does not know it.
I got a 15 on intelligence check.
Okay.
A 14.
Okay.
16.
There's only so much that speaks. And if the wind is part of the riddle, it's not wind.
Yeah.
Roxy's hates riddles. He doesn't even attempt.
But talks without a voice.
If you would just see kind of like slumped over on the spectral horse that Pythias has, you just like
I only asked the riddle to see if you, to possibly have you gain a blessing. It seems you intend to travel up the mountain, but I would advise against. If you cannot answer this, then perhaps you should go back from which you came, for the stairs are owned by the Lord of the Sun. And if you would have answered, then I would have known you were welcome. Which means you are not welcome by my master. And for that 15, you know that it would be something that 15 will carry on everyone, since I'm sharing it like you. The answer has something to do with something a humanoid can do, something they can perhaps call out. And sometimes in calling out, it speaks back to you through the wind.
Oh. I don't know if Zane would know this, but echo?
Yeah, it's an echo.
Again, I don't know if Zen would know that though.
The wisest amongst us.
And so Zen, how would you share that to the creature?
He would kind of just start clopping his feet and waiting for it to like resonate out.
Mm-hmm. Do you say the word echo?
No.
Do you?
I recreate an echo.
An echo. So what do you actually say into the wind that creates your echo?
My feet clopping on stone.
I see.
Carry it out multiple times, kind of like throwing pebbles in a river.
As I comprehend that, I kind of say softly, "Oh, like Marco Polo."
And so you're as they go, they make this like sound that goes out. It's quiet for a moment before you start to hear those sounds coming back. And the creature looks at you all, and the little light in its eyes kind of goes kind of dark. You are correct, young centaur.
Why'd your eyes just change? Just curious.
No reason.
Inside
Your echo has alerted the god of the sun of your presence. Continue on. And it begins to like step away from you all and kind of like walk back into the brush. And it gets really bright for a moment there, like you're looking on the water.
I screw it. He knows we're here. He knows we're here.
Oh, no sense waiting for an invitation.
Forward, bullies.
Play marching music on my piccolo.
Nice. You do. Zen, you will get at 1 point. You get an inspiration.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna need that, especially when we're on a mountain.
So, as you travel up that like first cuffing it up the steps, what's your order of like? How do you guys like move? What's the?
Dublin and Taroxys are in front.
Are you? Because I'm running.
Did you sprint by yourself? Okay, well then that's on you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a monk.
Zen, then Talmud and Taraxis.
How's everybody? Just checking in with everyone. How are all of our characters kind of where their headspace at? That like they've kind of come to this island. Anybody want to jump in that maybe haven't heard from in a while? How's the THEROS doing? That like back with this crazy group. Anything anybody might want to? If not, then I will continue. So right now you're traveling up to that next landing.
I would have added whenever the casting of that spell had ended, we would have seen at the water line a gray mare just walk out of the ocean, and as it came up, it'd be like, I would just speak to it directly. Take care of Proxenos. He's having a hard time. Be careful.
The gray mare.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the horse, and so Proxenos is kind of laid over the horse, kind of trotting behind you all as you continue to ascend upwards higher into the mountain.
So I'd probably, if Proxenos is going to be towards the back, I would probably stay there.
I would be like kind of like the slung over look as he's kind of like laying down on the spectral
You're
horse.
not riding the horse. You're
No.
flopped over it.
So at the next landing, it's a lot larger. It's about 20 by 30 feet wide, and there's a staircase, and it gets smaller. It's almost like 5 foot, and you can see the gravel that crackles off and kind of goes down drops off 200 feet into the ocean, into the craggy rocks below. To the right, to the left, directly in front of you, is a cave, or like an opening, an archway. The funny thing is, you get a feeling that like it's the strangest thing. You've never seen parts of this mountain look like they were literally man-made, and then they also look like natural, formations. Any ideas whether you go left or right? Do you go into the structure or just continue around? I will say, snaking, the stairs seem to lead straight up to the top. The thing about them is they do seem dangerous, but they are a straight shot. You don't know what lies inside, so it's up to you.
Zen, where'd you go?
So I'm trying to figure out real quick.
Arco. Arco.
You said the stairs are hazardous to climb.
Advantage religion check from Fitz. So she calls out, before she can even hear the polo like form in the wind, the wind just ceases, and then she gets nothing. It's like she feels like she's like in a vacuum, like, and she like feels the presence of something else fighting against her communication with her god.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
What were you saying? Oh, so was that Sin? Sin, what were you asking?
So the stairs look very hazardous and like narrow.
They just look hazardous and narrow. Like you gotta take care with the stairs.
He'd go inside.
He'd go inside.
Yeah.
Dex is gone with him.
This is the perfect opportunity to split the party.
Oh yeah.
Is that what we want to do?
Taraxis, are we marching up the stairs?
I don't know. Are we?
I can deal with that if you guys decide to do that.
We don't know where this man is.
No.
Not a clue.
I guess we'll try the cave first.
We all turn off.
So everyone begins to I see Zen go into the cave, look, and inside the cave, what you see is a long hall that goes down about 60 feet. And then, can I get a perception check from you, Zen? It's very dark. I mean, I know it's your dark vision and all that. It just 6-foot hall. There's a little bit of light pouring in there, so you can kind of see the makeout. You don't see any statues or anything. It's just straight hall. The hall is about 15 feet wide and seems to be about 15 to maybe 20 feet high.
23.
23. So along the sides of the wall, you realize that there are kind of like what do you call them? Man, I can't think of the word, but like like a mural of a lost civilization of some type. And what you do notice is that there are planes, and you see that many of these beings, they seem to all have like halos the way they're depicted, some kind of weird, and they're flying on dramatic large beasts. Like all of them are flying on beasts with large wings. And at the end of the hall is a carving of one of those beasts riding towards, like almost like on the wall, wings out on a griffin. The figure has like a sword up like that, and right at the end of that hall, there's a ladder, that's carved into the wall, but it's about 20 feet up. It doesn't go all the way to the ground, and that ladder leads into a shaft that goes deeper into the structure. So it goes up into the ceiling. That makes sense.
Okay,
At the end of the hall.
So the ladder. So my question is, from the base of the ladder to where like it goes into the other room, how far of a distance is that?
It's about 20 feet up.
Okay. Is it
So you'd have to either
dark?
leave or the whole room is dark, no sconces on the wall. And the reason you're able to make out with your dark vision the stuff you see on the wall is just because there's light pouring in, from the opening that you're standing in front of. So there's so you're like kind of like right there, as everyone else is.
I kind of just look up and go, man, I'd really like to go up there. And unknowingly, he is teleported there. He's using his bonus action to shadow step 60 feet.
Okay. He makes it up there. Up there, he sees another small room he's in a small little room. And he's looking down in the room below him that everyone else is down in the lower part. And he sees a hall that goes deeper into another like 40, 50 feet. And it's really dark in there. Similar carvings, but harder to see now, even with dark vision, to make out the tapestry on the wall.
I am going to anchor my grappling hook and lower it down.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Appa was right behind him, so I guess he watched him teleport. What?
It just looked like he sunk into shadows, by the way.
Yeah, so he just disappeared, and then, but Apple was right next to him, so I'm pretty sure it was pretty dramatic.
As I am on the side of my head, on like one side, and looking at the tapestry, does this look like a mural of a tale that I might have read in one of the books that I've come across?
Advantage history check.
All right, that'll be a straight roll.
2 straight rolls.
And that is a soft 20.
So what's that?
A soft 20.
A soft 20. Okay. These seem to be depictions of creatures you've heard about or read about who used to have great power in Theros, who ruled all of Theros, the Archons. They were celestial beings. In a way, some would even say they were the gods before the gods. They have taken a much lesser role now. we might say with the status of the gods, you might even call them kind of what we would call angels. This structure seems to be an ancient place of the archons. Yeah. Anything else from anyone else? Or are we splitting the party? You want to go up the stairs? Everyone kind of following Zen?
Following Zen for now.
No need to follow him up. I mean, I don't know. If I'm
No,
gonna follow
but
him
just
up,
heading. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
He's lowering down the grappling.
Yeah. Is anybody up there, Zen?
No, not really. It's just really, really dark, which would be disconcerting, but I don't see anything, and there's more of those drawings on the walls.
As you all kind of enter the hallway, suddenly there's two doors like slam shut behind you. And boom, these two lights light up almost like, for us, what would look like car lights at the end of the hall. But they almost are the lights of the griffin that is carved on that wall. And those walls open almost like two double doors. And what's before you looks something like this. It's almost hard to put on the table here. So you're all in that hall. Zen is up there. Tabletops. You guys are all right there as the wall behind you is shut. And this thing, this large statue thing, there is a ladder there, and the ceiling is almost sheared right across here as this thing begins to start to roll towards you. And as it begins to build up and pick up speed, you can hear like kind of like stone gears rolling as you guys are all kind of trapped in that hall. Is anybody that thinks to do anything or react to it before anyone else?
I activate my giant's might, and then I goring rush it. I just rush at it. Just
can we say simultaneously? Can I cast bless?
Okay.
And
yes, you can.
Apple will also run it at it to try and stop this thing.
So Apple goes running towards it. Taraxis lowers his horns, launches into this thing. And as you go running, Zen is up there, and as you guys are about to go colliding head on with this structure as it's barreling towards you, this juggernaut of stone, a trap and a creature, a thing all its own, will crash to black and end tonight's episode right there, so we can pick up with that
next year.
Next year.
Yeah, I know. Oh man. Yeah. And that was good stuff. I know. A lot of role playing tonight, but a lot of good role playing. I was like, I really enjoyed it. The travel to the island took a lot longer than expected, but it was good. It was good. I know Taraxis. I always feel for Taraxis and tell me when they don't get to like cut something or smash something.
That's okay. We're here. We're participating.
I think there will be plenty to smash on this island eventually. So hopefully for everyone else, if role playing was your thing, hopefully you got a chance to get some good stuff in there. Yeah, no, damn, next year.
Yeah, I know.
If we want to get in a game sooner, it's possible I might be able to swing it, but it's just depend on everybody being available. But I'm all for it.
This is the start of year 4 for the experience point then?
Yeah. I know, man, right? Damn.
4 years.
It's good stuff. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, I appreciate you all. It's good to have the whole group back. Thank you for joining, Eric. I mean, I think you were the big surprise of the night.
Yeah,
it's good to have you all back.
I'm excited to be back. It's just I'll be more with
I know
it.
it takes
So
it's a lot.
It was a lot.
I was trying to talk to Eric last night. And I was like, "Would this happen and that happen?" And then, well, cause
we're a hot mess, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love it. No, we're always a hot mess.
And then I gave Eric a bunch of stuff to share that I'm sure Eric probably was like, I don't know why I want to share this, but
no, you told me some things. I'm like,
I shared a bunch of stuff that's going on in Akros. So
yes, you did. Yes, and I will. Yeah.
But on your own time. But
did you get a chance to check out the vests and the batches that Nikki
Nikki
designed for
share
us?
those.
Wait, what?
In the experience point, it's on our.
Are you on our? Yeah, you're on the Discord. Nikki,
I'm on this.
Nikki made. Yeah, I'll let her explain. It's really cool.
So at some point, I made us merch in Akros, and so I got us like biker vests and a logo, and I put the logo on the back of the biker vest. And then anytime we do something, I'm making like Girl Scout badges for all of our accomplishments.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah, we gotta go back and pin those. Is there?
We do
they're
gotta
pretty far back.
How do I do that?
I can also put them in the campaign link if Nikki sends me all the images, because then they would be like easily accessible where you don't have to like kind of try to find them.
Yeah, you can pin them.
Yeah, I think the person who wrote them has to pin it or I don't know. I can't pin it.
Discord here.
I also made a hat for
Yeah, look at that.
That's awesome.
And then those are the vests. But I don't know.
It's all just great branding.
Couple we survived patches.
Power of friendship one gets me.
We survived.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Love it. We trust.
Love it.
I think you almost got them out of the whole storm encounter. If that would have worked at the bottom of the sea, there would have been no. That would have we could have.
And I was with the whole thing with that giant fish. I was offering myself up, like save them, let the fish hit me. But it's your choice.
Yeah, I just chose.
Can't let you be too heroic.
So I chose something that looked like another fish that it wanted to eat this other shark, and so it just happened to be a THEROS. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was just a regular fish or some kind of divine retribution, but it sounds like it was a regular fish.
No, it's just that thing just lives down there. It's just it's just a regular, one of the big regular nasty monster fish that's at the bottom of the ocean.
Just the ocean, Pipey.
The ocean is terrible.
Wait until we find the vampire squid.
Yes.
Oh God, no.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't want it to seem like it wasn't Thassa. It was just a big fish.
A fish.
Yeah.
There's always a bigger fish.
I guess.
Just like
Alrighty. I gotta run for the night.
Yeah,
but,
that's also the reason I closed it out, because I knew Josh
happy
was
holidays,
can't keep
Josh.
going.
I hope we can fit in another game. If we can,
If you guys want to fit in a game, I'm down.
Will